call this bang bang. Seriously?
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up.
Bang, bang.
Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
All right, Mr. Lally, your next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth calls Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, 𝗺𝗄𝗃𝗍𝗃.
You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
My name is Aidan Kearney, also known as Turtle Boy.
He is a senior editor for Turtle Boy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtle Boy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You did not say that you were going to take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I
know
have
you
to.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never going to stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom.
You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
What's up, people? How's everyone out there doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. Can you guys hear me okay? I am your fearless host. My name is Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of things. Some people call me Clarence, as in Clarence with Emerson. That's my Facebook account. You can follow me on there. I do a little live show, I guess, every morning at the bus stop. Let people know I haven't been arrested. Yeah, I can't get rid of this stupid thing. If it's like I'm transparent, I'm like blending into the art. I guess if I go like this, it works out kind of, but whatever. Anyway, actually, let me just do one setting. Let me try this. Setting. I don't want to. Then the background. Okay, if I go like that, it's just a little better. But then the rest of me starts fading out. I don't know. Yellow's not working. But anyway, guys, like I said, Clarence with Emerson will suffice. You can call me Uncle Turtle Boy. That's what the old school turtle riders have been known to call me. You can call me Dr. Turtle Boy. I actually prefer that. That's my preferred pronoun. Quite frankly, I've earned it. So call me doctor, please, if you see me in public. Or some people call me daddy. I guess I'm indifferent to that. I will allow it. I'm not gonna spank you if you call me daddy. But I don't really care what you call me. I can understand that could be a little weird for people, but just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. And that's all I ask for. All right. And make sure you smash that subscribe button too. We're trying to get up to 500,000 followers. We just passed 100,000. So that's good. And, yeah, sunscreen, maybe. No, I'm not red at all. Like, I don't know if it's just the coloring in here, the lighting or what, but, I'm not like that. I swear. But anyway, have we pinned the turtle chat to the top yet? No, we haven't. Hold on. Give me 1 second to grab that. I got to go grab the turtle chat so people have it. Give me one moment. All right. Wait, why is 𝗧𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗃 on the cover photo of this? Hold on. I have no idea why he's on the cover of the so how the fuck that happened. But yeah, no worries. All right, hold on. Let me grab this turtle chat. Boom. And turtle chat. Boom. There it is. Pin message. Okay, cool. All right, it's pinned. All right, cool. Yeah, so just pin that. If anybody wants to have their messages read out loud to the class, we don't have super chats here because I had the wrong opinion about the vaccine mandate a couple years ago. So you can't donate to me. We were demonetized. And that's fine because those crooks take 40% anyway. So we built our own platform. It's called Turtle Chat. If you click at the link at the top, you can donate whatever amount of money you want. And when you do that, you get to write a little message. It's not really donating. It's more like buying. You're buying a message. That's the way I look at it. It's kind of like a Cameo almost. To do those two. I'm not on the Cameo website because they'll take a fee too. So I mean, what's a Cameo? A Cameo is just somebody paying for you to read a message, right? Like, why would I want to go on Cameo when I just do my own? Boom, problem solved. But I digress. If you want to do that, you can click a link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy. Hopefully it works tonight, and I will read your messages out loud to the class as they come in. So, quick announcement: Thursday is the protest at the State House. Hoping to see a lot of you fine people there. I will be there. It's going from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Paul Cristoforo and company are organizing it. So we're down there. We're not letting this go. We're not letting the corruption go. And I'm going to be down there and making my voice heard. I'd like to focus really on, the Sandra Birchmore case and the Kearney case. This new Enrique thing, Enrique Delgado-Garcia, very interesting case. We're going to be getting into it a little tonight. But I gotta be honest with you with this case. I don't know. I don't like making accusations about shit I can't back up. I don't. Do I think it's shady? Yeah. Do I think the state police have kind of no longer should receive any benefit of the tout? Like when it comes to anything? Absolutely. But I'm not convinced as others are that he was murdered yet. I don't jump to conclusions like that. Again, I have my reasons. I'll be honest with you. So one thing with this guy. So the reason that I find it very plausible that Sandra Birchmore was murdered is because there's a video of this dude going into the apartment and he had the opportunity and the motive to murder her. So there's that. Whereas with the McAlberts, it's the same thing. Why would John O'Keefe be murdered? Well, because they don't want to go to jail. So they put him out on the lawn because they beat him up and they put him out on the lawn. It's pretty simple. Whereas like this Enrique Delgado-Garcia story, if they did that, like, I don't know, like, so all these recruits just witnessed a murder and are just covering. Nobody's talking at all. I don't know. It just seems different. Like they don't have the motive the way the McAlberts had the motive of protecting family members, if that makes sense. But anyway, we can talk about that shortly. Let me just check the turtle chat, see if we got any so far. Are people saying that the Cash App's not working? Let me see. I might have to change my card on Cash App. Hold on. Your account is temporarily restricted. Change to a business account to continue using Cash App. Oh. This is required to continue using Cash App because you're receiving payments for goods and services. Okay. Individual or sole proprietorship. Okay, yeah, that's me. Do that. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can change this right now because it wasn't accepting my Cash Apps before. Give me 1 sec. Come on. Okay. I guess that we'll go with entertainment. Continue. Confirm. Okay. Okay, now try it. If you guys want to try it now. I had a bunch of people try the other night and they failed. Let me know if it works for you guys. If you can, my Cash App is $ Uncle Turtle Boy. So let me know if that works. And meanwhile, we'll refresh the turtle chats. I'll read them over here. We have Kelly sends $10 and goes, no comment, just a hello. Well, hello to you too, Kelly. Thank you very much. Lila writes $10 and goes, what do you think of the 𝗺cie theory that John threw a glass at Karen's taillight and hit, and that's what caused it to smash at 34 Fairview? That is not the 𝗺cie theory. I don't believe, right? Unless I misunderstood that. He was just testing out the taillight, I believe, to see if it could sustain that. Am I wrong about that? Am I wrong about that? So, okay. Oh, we got a couple Cash Apps here. We got a couple Cash Apps. Let's see what we have. Okay, now they're coming in. Oh, that's inappropriate. Okay. Okay. Oh, I wasn't going to read that. Don't worry. All right. Stephanie sends $20 and says, I found a quarter-sized turtle. So cute. All right. Thank you very much, Stephanie. So cute. A quarter size, like the size of a quarter. Cool. Thank you. John sends $6 with no comment. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that, sir. So anyway, if anyone else wants to donate or have their message read, you can click a link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can Cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy. Write your message, and I'll read it out loud that way. Okay. Kathleen sends $25 and says, why do you think the cops are panicking? 𝗫𝗎 is still harassing people. He doesn't seem panicked. Why do I think they're panicking? Because I think this is a last-ditch effort on their part to try something while they still have power. You can't hear? Is it? Can you guys really not hear me? Is that not working? Hold on. Audio. Hello, test. No, it seems to be working. Okay. Okay, you can hear me. All right. Then why do people say we can't hear? Okay, cool. All right, yeah. So I don't know. They're really going after these people hard. It is outrageous. If you guys haven't seen the news, 4 people now at least have gotten summons to appear in front of a magistrate on November 1st for witness intimidation. All women so far. I'm guessing more are going to come. And that's outrageous. I mean, more media should be covering this. I'm told that Yvette, who I guess is the only one who publicly has her name out there, did have NBC reporters show up at her house today. And, you know, I would talk to them. I would tell these reporters, this is outrageous. I don't like use the media, you know, use them, go on camera and say, I didn't do anything wrong. I just don't appreciate the fact that this woman was involved in the cover up of John O'Keefe's murder. And as a result, you know, it sucks, you know, as a result, I am being charged with this crime. They want to shut me up. Like, get it out there. It is outrageous. It should be known by more people what is happening. I mean, these people are messaging Jennifer McCabe or Colin Albert and being like, you suck, and saying, and I honestly believe they're doing this because they don't want me at trial to be able to say, well, you're only doing this to me. How come you're only doing this to me? So I think that they got to take, but I'm wondering why it took so long. It's been like a year since I was arrested. Like, why did they take so long? So anyway, it is outrageous that this is happening, but Tim Bradle's going to take care of it. You know, once we're going to call them like the Bukkake 5 or something like that. However many of them are, they're going to need a name. And then we're going to do what we did last time and have all of them go with one attorney, and he'll just take care of all those clerk magistrate hearings on that day. I mean, it's fucking outrageous that these people actually get charged with felony witness intimidation for this shit. Like, outrageous. So anyway, and it's just for sending a fucking Facebook message, like outrageous. But anyway, let's just jump right into what I was going to talk about first here. And let's talk about this bizarre press conference. I showed this on Turtle Club yesterday, but let me see what we got here. All right. Nope, wrong one. We don't want that one. Stop that one. Let's find the other one. There it is. All right, this bizarre ass press conference. We gotta talk about this. So New Braintree is where the State Police Academy is, and that is a town in Worcester County. So the Worcester County District Attorney is on this, and a lot of you probably don't know who he is. His name is Joe Early, and he is just as corrupt as Michael Morrissey, and we can get into some of that shit too. But because this happened here, he's like, okay, a lot of you people probably had never heard of him before, and you're like, well, maybe this guy will be different. Oh, he's showing genuine emotion up there. He's like a really good guy. No, he's just as bad as Morrissey. And so he has these. This is the family of, if you guys missed this, Enrique Delgado-Garcia, a very physically fit 25-year-old young man in the State Police Academy, who died after, we are told, he was in some sort of boxing exercise, and he just died. Apparently he has a broken neck and a whole bunch of missing teeth, and I don't know. I mean, just think about this over, guys. Like, what happened here? Like, what are they covering up? I mean, it sounds like if there really was a boxing incident, I don't know how the fuck you break your neck doing that. I've heard from more people are coming out and they're saying that, oh, he was fighting some trained boxer and then he just didn't relent. And everyone was saying, kick his ass, Seabass. I don't know. We're hearing various things, but at the same time, it's like, why would what the state police should be doing to get ahead of it, if they cared at all about their look or transparency, is they would be saying, well, we are, putting them on leave while investigation takes place. Like if anytime an officer uses their gun in the line of duty, shoots someone, automatic, even if they did nothing wrong, they're put on leave temporarily while an investigation takes place. That's it. I mean, how hard is that? Just put them on leave. Whoever this trainee is that got in a boxing incident with this guy, put him on leave. Same with whoever was supposed to be supervising this whole thing, put him on leave, figure this shit out. Instead, they just don't say anything at all, which makes the whole thing shadier. And let's just play some of this stuff. The parts that I thought were bullshit. I played this on Turtle Club, but I want to play it again tonight. And apparently he used to work there. He used to work for the Worcester County DA's office as some sort of victim witness advocate. So, which is why he's not participating in this.
Morning. Enrique Delgado-Garcia was pronounced deceased at UMass Hospital Lakeside at 4:30 p.m. September 13th, Saturday. Enrique Delgado-Garcia was loved by everyone in our office. He's a dedicated victim witness advocate who joined our office and was with us for about a year and a half before he left our office in April to fulfill a lifelong dream of joining the Massachusetts State Police. This is a time of mourning for Enrique's family, friends, and loved ones. This includes many of us, his fellow victim witness advocates, office employees who worked alongside Enrique within our office. This is a heartbreaking and tragic loss. Enrique constantly worked to make life better for others. He was one of the first ones to help, whether it was the victims he was advocating for or his fellow coworkers. He always did so with one of the biggest smiles that you've ever seen. He was a unique individual. I remember many evenings after 6 p.m. that I'd be walking out of my office and Enrique would still be at the front, either talking on the phone to a victim's family, and it would be Enrique, myself, and 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺, who was the supervisor within the victim witness office.
Hold on.
We try and get him to go home. Say, Enrique, what are you doing?
Can you guys really not hear? People are saying can't hear. Is that true? The volume is as loud as you can get. It's on full blast. Like, see that? Full blast. It's on my computer, full blast. You can hear? Okay. You can hear. Okay. So I don't know why people are saying I can't hear. It messes up. I know I shouldn't read the comments, but don't say shit like that. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, it's time to go home. And he said, no, Mr. Early, I'll be leaving soon. I got a few things I still need to do. And you always say I got a little bit more here to do. I always got someone else I'm helping, Mr. Early. And because of this close relationship, someone else will be handling this matter. There's no way this office can handle this. Everyone loved Enrique. At this time, the state police detectives assigned to our office will continue to investigate this matter. They were called to the Massachusetts State Police Academy when Enrique was injured on Thursday, and they began an investigation. They've continued to investigate and continue to do so just as they would on any other case. And they will also work with whoever takes this matter. We don't have a cause of manner of death to release at this time as the autopsy report has been concluded.
Immediately, he's just like, so we're not going to investigate this. So who the fuck is? Like, that's the question. Who's going to investigate it?
It's not been finalized. It will be completed by the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. Now, I'm going to be limited in what I can take for questions. I'll try and answer some questions. We're early into this. And again, our office isn't handling this. Today, we're here for Enrique. This is all about Enrique. But I'll try and answer a few questions if I can. They're going to continue to investigate. I don't know who will be handling the investigation. I just know it will be someone without a stake in its outcome. Okay? They'll make those decisions. That's not for me to make those decisions. Again, I have a conflict. Whoever does take over this matter will be making those decisions. But right now, we're going to continue to investigate. We're going to do it just as it is. Will other things be done? I'm sure that they will. But that's something I can't speculate on at this point.
So they ask him, troopers have been under scrutiny. Would you rather have this go to the federal level instead of having the state police look into this. Again, this is all blowback from Sandra Birchmore and Karen Reed. This is the effect it has.
I'm not going to speculate as to that, Bob.
Okay.
Taking over this matter on Friday. I'm not going to get into who they are. I'm not going to get into who they are. And we talked about the case. My concern is that we can't investigate it. Okay. And I want it done by someone who doesn't have a stake in its outcome. I hope that answers your question.
How does he have a stake in the outcome? What does that mean? A stake in the outcome? It's like saying, like I said, it's like saying the Weymouth police can't investigate the murder of Michael Chestnut, or the Auburn police can't investigate the murder of Ron Tarantino because he worked for them. He was one of them. It's like, bro, it's a crime that happened in your county. It's your job to investigate. If you're too emotionally tied to this, then fucking resign. Are you serious, dude? Like, Enrique was not your cousin or your brother or some shit, dude. He worked for you for a year. Fucking, that should make you more motivated than ever to want to get justice for him. Instead, you're like, yeah, I just want to step aside because I'm way too close to Enrique. He worked here, and I said hi to him a couple times. Right.
Again, we know it was in the boxing ring. It was videotaped. But like I said,
it was videotaped. It was videotaped.
The report hasn't been finalized. So, but I shouldn't be speaking to that. It's going to be whoever we give this matter to will be able to address that. And they've got to be.
Well, who's that? Well, who's that?
To do a thorough and complete investigation. And again, it has to be someone without a stake in its outcome.
Or who's that? And why is this guy just well, who is this egghead? I can't stop looking at him. Get this guy out of the screen. I don't want to look at him.
At this point, we have a conflict as an office, but right now we can't stop this investigation. And the state troopers that we have assigned to our state police detective unit are some of the finest, most professional people that I've ever dealt with in my life. And I am certain that they will continue to do this in a professional way.
Okay, so as soon as I hear that shit, I'm like, okay, so he's just another hack. All the state police are professional, and I have the full whatever that they're going to do with I have no faith in anyone in that institution whatsoever at all. It doesn't matter if it's not Tully and crew. I don't trust any of them.
And we've got to do things. You just can't stop an investigation. There's some things that have to be, they're time sensitive. They have to keep going. But whoever does handle this matter will have an opportunity to review everything from top to bottom, bring on outside consultants, do whatever they think they need to do with regards to this. I'm speaking to people now about whether or not who will take it and who, if they have the ability to take it. And we're going back on different things right now. I don't think another DA's office is appropriate, but I don't want to get into that either. Again, they have state troopers that work. And, it's a paramilitary organization, and it's a chain of command. So again, I'd like to see someone take this that doesn't have a stake in the outcome of this case.
Like, what does this mean? I don't think another DA's office would be appropriate, but I'd like someone to take it. Well, who the fuck would that be if not for another DA? You want me to do it? Should we call up Ken Mello? Maybe he needs another paycheck. Who the fuck else is going to do this, dude? What are you talking about, my dude?
I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get in. We don't know enough. I'm not going to speculate on that again. I just want to have someone looking at this, eyes looking at this, who doesn't have a stake in the outcome of the case.
Oh, by the way, just look at that. You have the grieving family next to you. I slowed this down on Turtle Club last night. I'm going to slow it down again tonight. Just watch this when somebody mentions the grieving family next to you. That clearly, like he's like, oh, there's no cover up, but the family has been the one on TV saying that something doesn't smell right here. Now, watch this when a reporter asks him about that.
Eyes looking at this, who doesn't have a stake in the outcome of the case. Oh.
Look at that. Look at him rolling his eyes.
The outcome of the case. Oh. Oh.
Look at that. He rolls his eyes. He's like so bothered by it. Like, I know they're a pain in the ass. I know. This silly family and they're grieving. Oh, I know. He's like so annoyed by it. Like, oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you're grieving family next to you. Yeah. That's crazy, right?
Not going to speculate. That's too early in the investigation. Again, I got a conflict. They have a conflict.
Do you think there's something criminal that happened there? Notice what he's not saying is no. I don't think there is. He's just like, we'll see. What? We'll see. So you're saying there's a chance? What is going on, dude? This is like the weirdest press conference. I don't understand what the purpose of this press conference was or what they accomplished.
We have a conflict. We love Enrique. And again, this is about Enrique today. We want to make sure that what needs to be done gets done. And again, by someone without a stake in the outcome of this case. Yeah, that'd be a question for the state police. His family is looking for privacy right now, but as they tell me, it was his lifelong dream to be a state trooper. I begged Enrique to stay. I said, come on, you got a place home. You got a home here. And we talked about
Make less money.
Being a state police detective as well within our office. Because I think he is such a fine, upstanding young man. He'd be the perfect representative for his family, his community. He's just an amazing young man. They don't want to, and they're just asking for privacy. I don't think any of that's changed. Yeah. Do you want to say anything? Or? You don't have to. It's up to you.
Yeah.
All his coworkers are over here. This is just an amazing kid.
And this is just bizarre.
If he wasn't he was one of the nicest employees that ever worked for us, if not the nicest employee. That smile lit up people. He'd take Margaret, his supervisor.
Like, again, this whole shit about like, oh, he's such a great guy. Of course, no doubt about it. I'm sure he's a splendid guy. Same with John O'Keefe, splendid guy. Not really interested in hearing that right now, because that's not. We all agree. Like that, when you go that route, when you start talking about what a good person the victim was, that's like code for please stop talking about the cover up that appears to be going on here. Like, can't you, like, that's the number one thing the McAlberts always use. This is supposed to be about John. Let's talk about John. Oh yeah. John he drove a classic car. I don't know if you know that. And yeah, we talk about John. Well, can we talk about who killed John? Because that's what we're in the same thing here. They just want to hide behind. Oh, look at all the sad women over there. They're sad. We should be focusing on them, not like this apparent cover up that's happening right now.
Enrique, you got to get up to the courtroom. You got to get up to the courtroom. And you get just a minute. Margaret, I have to finish with this person. I'm almost done. They want to be heard. I got to help them. And Margaret does an incredible job with her staff, about 24 people. And I know Enrique was one of her favorites still. I don't know. I don't know. You'd have to ask the state police with regards to that. I'm not going to get into that.
Salt of the earth.
Right now we have jurisdiction of the case, and as you can see, we can't handle this case because we have a conflict. Again, we love Enrique. I'm sure other people are going to be weighing in the case. There'd be some appropriate questions for other people, but we think right now, based on the amount of questions you have, based on the activity, based on the family's concerns, we're going to get someone to review this matter that does not have a stake in its outcome. Our office, yes, we're going to decide where it goes out to, and again, we're trying to keep it as transparent as possible, and that would be.
They didn't even have a translator. I know.
Can't get into that at this point. I'm sure that'll all be part. I can't speculate. Can't speculate as to any of that. I have not.
I have not watched the video. There's a video. He loves Enrique so much, and there's a video of Enrique's last moments before he is, while he's being beaten to death, apparently. And he just hasn't watched it. He has no interest in watching it. What? This sounds about as real as the ring camera video across the street from 34 Fairview Road that caught Karen Reed running into John O'Keefe. Is there I have a feeling we're never going to see that video. Like, there's a video. Okay.
No.
I can't stop looking at the egghead. And who's he looking at? Who's he staring at? This guy's looking at the media. Who's this guy looking at, and why is he there?
I don't think that would be fair to my fellow DAs. They all have state police detective units. They all have a chain of command. I'm looking for someone who can look at this with an independent view, who doesn't have a stake in its outcome. I don't know where we're going to go on that, Bob. The people I talked to were in state. I talked about 4 different entities on Friday afternoon about the possibility of taking this over for us. Okay. I don't know. I would hope. I would hope so. I would hope so. Yeah. I would hope so. Your people don't know. We're going to leave that alone for right now. These guys are hurting. They're all downstairs crying 5 minutes ago.
They're hurting. Yeah, they're crying. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. That's being investigated right now. It appears we have 2 dead. Waiting to get a report back. We don't have anything else for you at this point. Okay, excuse me. One dead, one critical. One dead, one critical. I'm sorry. It was at the academy. I don't know who has ownership of it. I just know that who's ever doing the investigation will have that. I have not. I have. This is as hard as it gets. I mean, I love that kid.
Yeah, sure you did. Okay.
He's just the nicest kid in the world.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. Sure thing, Joe. All right. So for those of you unfamiliar with Worcester County, 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗄 is, another lucky sperm douchebag who started, on third base and thinks he hit a triple. His father was a congressman for Worcester County from, I believe, 1973 to 1993, something like 20 years there, until he lost in 1992 to Peter Blute, last Republican to ever be elected to Congress for Massachusetts. And the post office in Worcester is named after 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗃 Sr. And so this guy just kind of fell into it. Like, he didn't earn shit his whole life. He just became district attorney, got elected district attorney. He's got over $2 million raised in his war chest. And, he's just part of what we call the machine in Worcester County, the political machine, the McGovern machine, right? They run as a group, right? They're all part of one ticket. And so it's just like when you have a political monopoly like that, we've seen what happens with Michael Morrissey. These people don't fear ever losing their job. And I've covered many scandals involving 𝗃𝗏𝗄𝗃 that I've kind of covered in an article I wrote today, right? Starting back in let's see. Yeah, this was the Ron Tarantino thing I wrote about. Like, Ron Tarantino was an Auburn police officer who was killed by some scumbag named Jorge Zambrano in 2016. And it was like at a routine traffic stop. Zambrano had previously assaulted a state trooper, I believe, during another stop. And the district attorney's office basically didn't fight to keep him in jail because, quote, this is the reason. Listen to this. And he was out. He should have been in jail, Jorge Zambrano, but he wasn't. And this is why.
The lawsuit was dismissed in 2012. Now, Zambrano didn't end up with jail time in the officer assault arrest in January. The DA's office tells us tonight it was clear that prison hadn't worked for him. And so Zambrano was up. Tonight, it was clear that prison hadn't worked for him. And so DA's office tells us tonight it was clear that prison hadn't worked for him. And so Zambrano was offered a year of probation with regular drug tests and mental health evaluations. Karen Anderson, 5.
Yeah, so apparently jail wasn't working out for him. So it was working out well for Ron Tarantino. So, I mean, I wish they said that about me. I should have said the jail's just not working out for me, guys. It's not. I gave it a shot for a couple days. It's just not working out. It's just not working out. So I got a dip. I guess that's a thing. So there was that scandal. Then there was the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗄𝗃 scandal, also known as Troopergate. This fine young lady right here. This is probably the biggest story I ever wrote before Karen Reed, what I was most famous for. And so this chick, her name is 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗄𝗃. Her father is Dudley District Court Judge Tim 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗄, and she's a junkie, and or they have a disease. That's what they say about it. It's not her fault. She has a disease. She was addicted to heroin, and her disease caused her to drive on the highway, and I think she crashed her car. Don't hold me to that, but she somehow came in contact with state police who found heroin in her car. And she told them, quote, "Do you know how many dicks I had to suck to get that?" And then she offered the trooper, Ryan 𝗬𝗓𝗄𝗃, who's from Canton. She basically offered him sexual services if he let her go. She said, because my dad's a judge. And he didn't. He didn't give her any leniency. And as a result of that, I mean, this is her. This is
cash, money, hoes. Hell yeah.
Okay. So so she got, it's embarrassing to have that out there. And Joe Early, here he is with Judge Bebo when he was being sworn in district court. This is embarrassing. And so Joe Early gets wind of this and immediately contacts Colonel Richard McCune and says, you guys need to take that bit out. That's embarrassing to her. She also worked in his office as a victim witness advocate, just like Enrique. And so he's like, yeah, like, let's get this taken care of. Let's get that sentence taken out of that. And the trooper, so the colonel, Richard McCune, orders Major Sue Anderson to get rid of that line because it's embarrassing. And Major Sue Anderson, who oversees a bunch of these Central Mass barracks, she tells 𝗬𝗄𝗄𝗃 and Trooper Ali Ree, you guys need to get rid of that line from the report. It's embarrassing. Don't you know? She's a judge's daughter. It's not nice. Okay. The judge, to my knowledge, didn't know any of this was going on, allegedly. I don't know. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because there's no evidence of that. However, the fact of the matter is that these troopers refused to play ball. And so they were actually honest troopers and they were reprimanded for it. They were punished. And a lot of other state police were upset about this. And they reached out to me in 2017 and I wrote about it. And it turned into this whole huge thing where the media all got on it. And I was kind of the source of this all. And it definitely helped build my profile up and my legitimacy as a real journalist because police were coming to me with stories now. And we never found out how many dicks she had to suck, by the way. That has not been solved. Probably a lot, I'm guessing, but probably a few, quite a few, a baker's dozen at least. And yeah, anyway, Early ended up having to pay a $5,000 fine to 𝗬𝗄𝗄𝗃. And then the state police had to pay him $35,000 for that. But anyway, that whole scandal made the news a lot. And another attorney by the name of Blake Rubin decided he was going to run against him for DA. He never got challenged before. And and because Joe Early is a big name around here, he wins easily. But he doesn't like that. He's going to punish Rubin because how dare Rubin challenge me for that, or challenge my authority. And he charges him, his office charges him and another attorney with witness intimidation and conspiracy. Sound familiar? Witness intimidation and conspiracy in 2018 or 2019. They charged him with this. And the case was finally adjudicated in 2021. It's a crazy story, really. When I looked, like I never really read this whole story. But check this out, right? Like some of the shit that's in here. So from Mass Live here. According to Rubin's lawyer, the message was sent to Rubin to, quote, think twice when dealing with anyone who would do anything to get out from under their case. Okay. So Rubin ended up being found not guilty with another lawyer named Angela Kavanaugh. And they were both indicted, okay, because a gang member by the name of Fabian Beltran. Basically, here's the long and short of it. Fabian Beltran there was a woman, he was trafficking chicks, like crackheads, standard. And so there was some crackhead he was trafficking that was locked up in 𝗃𝗃. I think that's where the women's jail is. And she was going to testify against Fabian Beltran because she had kind of like gone rogue or something. I don't know the whole story, but it's wicked ghetto shit. And Rubin represented Fabian Beltran. And he ended up getting convicted of that and got sentenced to a few years in prison. And the other lawyer, Angela Kavanaugh, she represented the chick that was locked up in 𝗃𝗃. Now, what were they indicted for? They were accused by Joe Early of witness intimidation with that girl in 𝗃𝗃 because Fabian Beltran had the one in 𝗃𝗃 bailed out of jail for like $450. And then they disappeared her to Maine. And they ended up finding her, of course, and she ended up testifying. But they're claiming that Blake Rubin did witness intimidation by paying to have this witness disappear, right, to help his client out. And the client testified against him while he was a prisoner. So he got immunity from that. So he got a deal. So the DA's office gave a deal to this scumbag human trafficker gang member in order to get revenge on Blake Rubin for running against 𝗄𝗏𝗄𝗃 for DAs. Is this making sense? I mean, this is the kind of corruption we're dealing with. And let's also not forget that in 2013, Michael Morrissey just crashed. You guys remember that Michael Morrissey crashed during the middle of the day? He was, just driving along in Milton and then crash. And he said, well, I don't remember anything. I blacked out. It was hot that day. It was a summer day. And I just ordered a pizza. And I get really tired when that happens. When I order a pizza, of course he was ordering a pizza. Extra meatballs. And he crashes the car. And he was like, well, I'm going to recuse myself and I'm not going to investigate myself because I'm really honest. And we're going to have the Worcester County District Attorney's Office investigate me instead. And so Morrissey goes to a clerk magistrate's hearing behind closed doors in Worcester, and a magistrate who works for the DA's office out here found no probable cause. He wasn't intoxicated. He wasn't like under influence of drugs, nothing. Sometimes you just crash your car in the middle of the day. That's just what happened. So, if you're looking for reform, you've come in Worcester County. I'm here to tell you that you've come to the wrong place because it's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen anywhere. I mean, all these people are all the same. This is what happens when you have elected district attorneys. They're beholden to donors, and their number one priority is remaining in office. So, anyway. That's all what I'm going to say about that. So let me read a couple cash apps here, or the turtle chats as they're coming in here. And what we're going to do now after this is, like I said, I want to do a complete recap of the Karen Read trial, start to finish, and just re-listen to everything. And this week I've been re-listening to the firefighter's testimony, starting right from the beginning and picking up on some shit. So that's what we're going to get into tonight, is we're going to re-listen, because the firefighter's testimony is important because it sets the stage for a lot of lies that 𝗃𝗵𝗂𝗃𝗃 tells, right? And it also, the whole I hit him thing came from them. So we need to get into that. Okay, so let me read some turtle chats here. Give me a moment. All right, first one up is from BLT, sends 25 big ones and says, thanks for all you do, Doc. You are my hero. Oh, that's nice. This is unreal. The state police need a complete overhaul. Please share that there is a GoFundMe for Enrique, and it just hit the $30,000 goal. Yeah, I believe it's linked in the article published today. So thank you, Laura, for getting that in there. And it's hit the $30,000 goal. Turtle Riders know the family are going to need way more help. It's run by Sandra Garcia, who I think is Enrique's mom, and it's called Support Enrique Delgado-Garcia's Family. Thanks again, Dr. Turtleboy. Justice for Enrique. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Laura sends $6 and goes, is it true that state trooper from the academy offed himself after Enrique died? Is that a rumor? No, there was a trooper at the Holden Barracks who killed himself, I believe, this weekend. I don't know the details of that. And I'm not going to speculate and think that's anything shady or related to anything else I'm going to say. I don't do that because I'm responsible. But from what I'm told, it was a trooper who worked. I don't know if he did it at the barracks or what, but that's that. Okay, thank you very much. Next up. Mr. Monk's understudy sends $12 and goes, tell us about Lank at the Patriots game. So it's a really simple thing. So I'm standing there, and we went in what the hell was the name of the seats? It was like these awesome seats. Chris Coit, former Taunton city councilor, state rep candidate, good guy. He invited he had 2 extra tickets. So Meredith and I went down to Gillette Stadium, and it was fucking awesome. The seats. It was like the atrium. That's where we were in, the atrium. It's like in the end zone near that new like stupid light tower that they have there, the lighthouse. And so we're in. You know, you go up there. It's free food. Is amazing, and you know. Had a lot of brewskis. Shout out to the turtle rider who was working the bar, who hooked it up nicely. I appreciate that. It was a nice perk. I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to get you in trouble, but I appreciate that. And beers on Bobcraft. So I'm sitting there having a good time, and then all of a sudden, who's to my left? It's Lanka. I'm like, of course he's wearing a visor too. He's a visor bro, and I go, oh man, is that really him? I'm like, I recognized him immediately. And I go, hey, Lanka. And he looks at me like he doesn't, I'm wearing a free Kearney shirt in bright red and a Turtle Boy hat, plus some Turtle Boy. I assume he knows who I am at this point. I'm going to go out on a limb and say there's not many people in the Canton Police Department who aren't familiar with who I am. And that's not bragging. It's just, it is what it is. So Lanka's there, and I'm like, hey, Lanka. And he looks at me like, kind of walks towards me a little bit like, who are you? And I'm like, it's Aidan Kearney. And then this is the only thing he said. He looks at me and he just goes, no. That's all he said was, no. And then he turned around and walked away. No. And first thing, Meredith witnessed it. And first thing she was saying was just like, I wish, how do we not get that on video? Like, that was hilarious. He just goes, no. And I'm like, it all happened so fast. I wasn't prepared. So I'm like, oh, I would have asked him about Sandra Birchmore, about going in the house, about the Lapalato brothers. I have so many questions from Michael Lank that could have been answered right then and there. But no, he was not doing a detail. He was drinking. Helena was doing a detail over in the Putnam Club, which I couldn't get into, unfortunately. But we tried. We couldn't get in though. Anyway, so that's that. So thank you very, very much there. Kristen sends $10, goes, hey, Turtle Boy, just wanted to give a shout out to a new Turtle Rider, Fran, who's listening intently tonight for the first time. Welcome aboard, Fran. I hope you like it here. We're about to get into some Karen Reed stuff. A lot of people around here are really interested in that topic, so we're going to keep that going. Shady Baby sends $5 and says, has the family asked for privacy themselves, or is that early trying to isolate them? Can't wait for your hearing. Bring it on. I don't know. I mean, they were very talkative at first, and I guess now they are kind of going through a spokesperson, which is fine. Whatever makes them feel comfortable. I'm sure they feel conflicted about this. They want truth and justice, I'm sure, for their loved one. But I don't know exactly what happened. So as for the second part of your statement there about can't wait for your hearing, I also can't wait for my hearing. I have not looked forward to a hearing this much. Bettero is going to be there for the first time. I'm told it's in the big court, and I really hope media is there because we have written a letter to Mr. Cosgrove that he's going to need to respond to, and it's going to be on the record, and a lot of shit is going to come out, and I'm not going to give any spoilers or anything, but a lot you're going to want to see what's in this document when it comes out on next Thursday, and it's very interesting. And it's because we're done playing the whole like, oh, can we get all these hearings lately have been stupid. They've been like, okay, oh, the judge needs to recuse himself, so this hearing's canceled. Or, oh, can you get him the discovery? He hasn't gotten the discovery yet. Can you guys work together to get the discovery? Oh yeah. What about the bill of particulars? Can you get him that? Oh yeah, we'll get that to you. Oh yeah. It's just stupid. All this shit has been stupid. It's time to fuck. Okay, it's fucking time. We've been doing this for too long, playing grab ass with these people. It's time to fuck. It's time to get in there and get the facts out there on the record and start fighting back and saying, no, we're going on the offensive now. We're not putting up with this shit anymore. We're going to tell the whole world about what you assholes have done. We have everything. A lot of this shit came from the fake victim's phone. We got it all. They didn't want us getting that. There's a reason they tried. So Mello freaked out. Remember when they sent us that in like late April? They sent us our old phone, and they're like, "Oh, We don't want you guys sharing that. Remember? And then Tim wrote that hilarious email back to Mello. Dude, we'll share whatever the fuck we want. But then she has baby pictures in there. We have no interest in that. I don't know why Tully sent us that shit, like emails to the kids' school. I don't want anything. We're not sharing that. Don't worry, fucking Mello. We're more interested in the evidence in the phone showing that there was a setup and collusion to frame me for a crime I didn't commit. That's the part we're interested in. We're not interested in fucking emails to the kids' school. No interest in that at all. I don't care about all the emails with DoorDash asking for refunds and Uber Eats, and I don't care about any of that shit. Okay. What I care about is the setup. Okay. And so that's what we're going to get to. That's what we're going to get to. And yes, that too. Brad Fitz. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, you're going to want to be there, and I hope to see a lot of you guys there because this is big, man. I'm facing like 120 years in jail and I've been to jail for 60 days, which is longer than Karen Reed's been to jail. She only spent one night in jail. I spent 60. And it's because I've covered this case that I ended up in there. Like, that's it. I've been, again, as you guys just saw, like with the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺 story and stuff like that, I've been doing this for quite some time. This is not my first rodeo when it comes to exposing corruption and powerful people. Been doing it to Monica Cannon Grant, being an activist, doing it to Tony Branch. Like, I've been doing it for years. It wasn't until I did it to Jennifer fucking McCabe that it suddenly became a crime. And Chris Albert, like, that's when it became a crime for some unknown reason. So yeah. But yeah, the DoorDash refunds, it's just like a lot of shit in there, like some cheap shit, like constantly wanting refunds with the DoorDash. Like, it's a scam. It's obviously a scam. Like, but I'm not interested in any of that. We have no interest in any of that. Okay. Anyway. So yeah. Okay. So thank you for that one. Next one. Suzanne sends $10 and she goes, $10 for the $10 challenge. Donate $10 in Turtle Chat, Cash App, or his legal defense fund. Let's raise $500 or more tonight. Well, thank you very much, Suzanne. I appreciate that. And yeah, every little bit helps, man. Obviously I had to hire new lawyer today. Obviously Mark, obviously going to pay him. And so every little bit helps, and he's an out-of-state attorney. So, I got to pay for that as well. I met with another 2 attorneys today because we're suing people now. I can basically say that I'm in talks to sue people. We are going to be suing people very shortly as well. Because enough with this shit. Enough with the lies. Enough with the people just making shit up. Okay. You cannot go around calling people a rapist when they're not one, especially when it's documented. You can't do that. And a lot of people have felt really emboldened to do that. And so I want them to be on notice that free speech is free unless you libel someone, unless you intentionally slander someone's name. Like, you're not going to just make shit up and, call me a rape. And it's like, because then other bigger and 5 people, let's just put it this way. But when I spoke with the attorneys today about this, there's 5 names in particular who have been just outright slandering me on social media. Who do you guys think they are? Who do you guys think are the 5? Who do you think are the 5 people that need to be sued the most? Would you guys say? And if you don't have money, you can still be sued. Okay. Because I'm not deterred by that. Like, a lot of, poor people. Let's see. People are saying Grant, Krusty, Kofin Twat, Wendy. That's an interesting one. You guys are missing a couple of, you're missing an obvious one, but we'll leave it at that. But you're on the right track with a lot of these. Let's just put it that way. People are getting sued. Okay. And I don't care what it costs. It's like, I'm going to, whatever. I mean, has Plevin really, I don't think Plevin's really, has he defamed me much? I don't listen to Plevin, so I can't really comment that much, but we'll see. We'll see. I think a lot of you, I'm reading the comments. I'm looking at them all, some good stuff. Some interesting answers. So again, because I'm not putting up with this shit. You can't just call. You can't say I'm a drug addict. You can't say, because I don't do drugs. I really don't do drugs. You can't say I'm a known drug addict. You can't say that I sent an email threatening your kids and your husband who I don't know. You can't do that, especially if you have like 90,000 followers and you're on TV a lot. You can't do that. You can't do that. You cannot just make shit up. Now, perhaps they want to throw one another under the bus and say, well, this person made up this lie and I was just repeating it. That's something they can figure out on their own. That's something they can figure out on their own. So, again, I'm sending a message here that if you lie, there are consequences for that. Okay? And the thing about, they'll say, well, you're going to get sued too. Go ahead. Truth is the ultimate defense. Everything I'm saying, I can back up. Everything. Everything they're saying is made up because I haven't raped anyone. That's fucking absurd. I've never been accused of it legitimately. I've never been questioned by it by the police. Like, nothing has happened. Literally fucking nothing. There's quite a bunch of evidence to the contrary that proves otherwise, that they're well aware of. So you can't just go around doing that shit. You can't go around saying that he was fired from his job as a teacher because he sexually harassed a 14-year-old. You can't do that. You can't fucking do that if it's not true. Especially when I've literally published my separation agreement with the Dudley-Charlton Regional School District. Can't do it. So we'll get to all that. That's the difference between me and them. Everything that I say about the McAlberts is backed up. Jennifer McCabe did Google how long to die in cold. Therefore, she is a murderer. That's a perfectly legitimate way to feel. Okay? The evidence seems to suggest that I can back shit up. So anyway, that's that. Okay. What else here? Anybody else? Turtle chats. Kyle V sends 25 and goes, no need to read this, but I apologize for that bitch ass Chester tagging you obsessively. I'm gonna have to make him cry again on a stream though. Keep doing your thing. Who's been tagging me? I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice if they did. BLT sends $25 and goes, of course you already shared it. My bad, Doc. This is why you're my hero. Oh, well, thank you, BLT. I appreciate that very much. You sound delicious. Nicole sends $15 and goes, thank you for exposing the corruption in mass. We've always known about it, but never thought it was this bad. Free Karen Reed, demand justice for Enrique, and free Turtle Boy. You know, I've heard some rumors that Nicole Albert I think she's the weak link. I do. Just from watching her testimony and crying, and just the fact that Jen McCabe was so involved, but not Nicole, it was just bizarre. I think she's pissed. And I think she's I think she's a weak link. I think she's a weak link. I think she can't completely flip on them because too much of her family is involved. Her sister, her husband. She could easily fuck over her husband, but I just think she's a weak link. I do. I think if anyone flips or anything, I think it could be Coco. We'll see. Yeah, she was cleaning. She likes to clean. I don't know if you guys know that. She's a big cleaner. Carrie Roberts, big chatterbox. Nicole, big cleaner. Okay. Let's read some cash apps here. Chris sends $5 and says, my $5 on Betero. Great decision. I completely agree. He's awesome. Thank you very much, Chris. Kelly sends $10 and goes, challenge accepted. Well, thank you very much, Kelly. Lori sends $5 and says, for truth. Absolutely. Thank you, Lori. Thank you very much. Beverly sends $20 and goes, you finally have an app for me to donate. Yes, Cash App. Correct. Thank you very much, Beverly. Okay. If anyone else wants to donate, you can click on the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $, Uncle Turtle Boy, and do it that way. Okay. So here's what I want to get into tonight. I want to start getting into the, we're going to start right from the beginning, okay, with a hit 'em, I hit 'em, I hit 'em, and reviewing who the fuck said what, okay? So first off, we're going to start with, who do we have here? Who do I have queued up? It has some timestamps here. Okay, the first one is from All right. 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗃. I think he was in this one. Day 4, no. Day 2, no. Give me day 3. Day 2, day 4, day 3. Okay, I'll go to day 3 first. All right. First timestamp is 1:09. All right. All right.
I want to ask you a couple of quick questions about some of the last conversation you had with Mr. Riley about the injuries. You did note that Mr. O'Keefe had a laceration over his right eye, correct?
No, over his right eye?
Over his right eye.
It's a contusion over the eye.
Okay, and your definition of a contusion is?
Bruising.
Was it also swollen?
There was swelling around the eyes and a little bit of contusion and bruising around.
Did you see an actively bleeding laceration over his right eye?
I don't recall.
You don't remember that? What about his left eye?
Both eyes were pretty well swollen shut.
What about not from the nostrils, but on the skin on the nose? Did you note a laceration or multiple lacerations on the nose?
So due to the bleeding that was coming from the orifices, trying to clean the area and find exactly where it's from is sometimes difficult. So we can just say it was bleeding in that area.
Okay, so you can't define, as you sit here, you don't remember if it was bleeding from the nostril or from a laceration on the nose?
I believe it was the nostrils.
Okay. Are you saying that there was no laceration on the skin of the nose, or you just don't recall it?
On the top of the nose? No, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
On the top of the nose, I don't recall.
You don't recall. Okay. With regard to his abdomen, you indicated that it was distended,
yes,
medical term for swollen.
Yep.
You said that could be from trauma or it could be just bloating, correct?
Correct.
Did you notice any contusions on his abdomen?
No.
Any skin that was abraded?
No.
Cut? No. So there's no bruising, no contusion, but there was a distension, correct?
Yes.
So there was no visible trauma to the abdomen.
Visible trauma doesn't really matter to internal trauma. It's not always indicative one way or the other.
So my question was, did you see any visible trauma on his abdomen? No. Okay. But you did note that it was bloated.
That was distended.
Okay.
All right. I don't know why I clipped that part. That was an interesting part. Let me see when he starts. I want to get into the I hit him part. Let's see. Does Jackson do him all day on day 3? Okay, there's Lally's questioning him. Okay. Lally asked the stupidest questions. Who, if anyone, was riding the ambulance? Was it a ghost? Perhaps. Okay. Oh, that's when he starts doing. Okay, I want to get to this.
The top video, and I may pause it and ask you a couple of questions. Awesome. Did you see a person run into the screen?
Yes.
Run into the frame rather from the screen left?
Yes.
Who's that?
I don't recall.
Let's go and pause. I want to draw your attention to the left side of the top video. Did you see somebody wearing a bright yellow jacket?
If you could rewind it, I'd look at that area.
Why don't I play it forward,
okay,
and see if you see that?
Yes.
Awesome. And do you recognize that person?
I see a yellow jacket. I can't tell you who it is.
Okay. Based on your memory, have you seen this before, by the way?
No.
Based on your memory, is that the approximate position that Mr. O'Keefe was in when you or your colleagues made contact?
Approximately, I'd say a little bit more to the left.
There's Grant.
That person right there. Looks like a long-haired female?
Yeah.
That's Kearney. Okay, I'm going to skip this along. Okay, I'm going to skip around here. Give me a minute.
Been in the ambulance? Again, I don't know for certain.
Could have been or was in the ambulance?
At this time, I don't know.
Top screen?
Yes.
It appeared to be the same from a different angle, same group of people, including the person with the yellow jacket on the top screen.
Yes.
Who was the person that was directed to get the medical history from my client?
McLaughlin.
You believe that's Ms. McLaughlin?
No.
You don't think that's her?
I'd have to rewind to know where she went.
Well, let me ask you a couple of other questions. In the bottom screen, you see a police officer?
Yes.
You see a woman with long hair standing next to a police officer? Yes. That appeared to be my client?
Yes.
Individual with a fire jacket on, right?
Yes.
And Ms. McLaughlin was directed to get medical history and interview my client, correct?
Yes.
That appear to be what she's doing right there?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
At this point, where do you believe you were now?
I don't remember.
Think you might have been in the ambulance?
I don't remember.
You testified earlier, and this has been a continuously running video on the top, testified earlier that when you left the screen with that gurney, you got in the ambulance, correct?
We got that way, yes.
So firefighter 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗃,
Any other equipment, basically.
you were doing chest compressions.
Continually throughout, whether they were done by me or
The cold, the weather.
Yes.
Because it was inclement, it was freezing out, correct? You didn't go find equipment, you got in the ambulance, didn't you? Did you see any place in that video where you had any sort of detailed conversation with my client?
Here we go.
Did you see any place in that video where you engaged my client and said, how'd you get here? What happened? And she said, I hit him. And you said, how'd you hit him? All the stuff that you testified earlier to.
I didn't see that in the video, no.
You indicated in a police report during an interview that you had with 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗺 on February 8th.
February
My
8th.
client said, I hit him, correct?
Correct.
You remember having that conversation with Sergeant Putin?
I don't recall the conversation, but I'm trusting that your records are accurate.
Is it true that
All right, so Karen Reed, expert. Little trivia here. So this guy was interviewed by 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗺 on February 8th. Question, trivia. What day was Katie McLaughlin questioned by Michael Proctor on? What day was she questioned on? Anyone know the answer to that one? Let's see. There it is. Yeah, that was good. There we go. January 30th. January 30th. So this is like, why was this guy who was there? He was not asked until February 8th. Think of how much time has passed since then. Think of how many conversations he's had with Katie McLaughlin, who was the source, the nexus of hearing this woman say, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. This wasn't in any police reports. It wasn't in the dash cam video. And now this woman, now this guy's saying a week after Karen's been all over TV, arrested, has reportedly made these statements. This guy it tells the police that Karen Reed said, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Okay.
during that conversation, you indicated to Sergeant Butnick that, quote, Katie spoke with Karen Reed. Katie spoke with Karen Reed, collecting medical history for the victim, and was also told by Karen that the last time she saw the victim was at 1 a.m. that morning. That is when Anthony, who's Anthony?
Would have been myself.
That is when Anthony heard Karen say, I hit him, I hit him. Is that what you told Sergeant Butnick?
I don't recall.
I don't recall.
Hear that this is the time, firefighter 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗃, that Katie McLaughlin is getting a medical history from my client, or attempting to.
I can't tell from the video.
You know, however, that during this time, you're in an ambulance, probably 30 or 40 feet away, with the doors closed.
Yeah. So it's like he shows them, like the defense was so good at this. They're like, so you said that that Karen Reed said this when she was right next to who was next to Sarah, I believe, and Katie McLaughlin. Okay. But yet, where were you in this? You're in the ambulance, so you couldn't have. How the fuck did you hear that if you were in the ambulance? And he's just like deer in the headlights. This guy is such a piece of shit.
You don't see yourself in that frame, do you?
Doesn't appear to be.
Who the fuck lies about this shit? Like, who lie? Why would they lie?
If we're done with the videos, can we take it down, please?
Oh, shut up, Auntie Bev.
Explanation about what may have happened to the victim, correct? That statement could potentially have direct relationship or a direct relational impact on how life-saving measures are done by the medical personnel that you turned the victim over to. You testified at the grand jury that you wanted, once you got to the hospital, you wanted to be as quote-unquote helpful as possible when you handed over the patient, correct? You said you actually stayed at Good Samaritan for an additional 10 to 20 minutes, which is your habit in cases like this, because you wanted to be quote-unquote an asset to the medical intervention team, correct? That team includes the doctors and nurses that were trying to provide life-saving services to you, sir. But you never relayed to a single doctor or a single nurse a single word about a woman who said, I hit him, did you?
Documentation for us ends at transfer of patient care. As far as my memory, I do remember relaying that information to the doctors and nurses.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Ever testified about that? Ever?
Never been asked about that.
Oh, nobody ever asked you, so you didn't tell them that.
In the court setting? No.
Testified in front
Like, so the so, dude, so many of these people changed their story. I forgot about some of these. Never had he testified, because remember what the EMT juror I spoke with said, that would you have said anything? Like, would you have told the people at the hospital that this woman made these admissions? And he said, yeah, like in the heat of the moment, I might not have, but certainly afterwards I would. This guy, February 8th, hasn't said a word. Hasn't said a word. And then he goes, I've testified in court that she said it before. What? When did you testify? Because we have your grand jury transcripts, dude. You testified in front of the grand jury.
In front of the grand jury, didn't you? Yes. So Ali asked you a bunch of questions.
A bunch of
That
questions.
conversation with under oath. Did you ever disclose that you told the doctors and nurses that you heard a woman say, "I hit him"?
I recall telling the doctors and nurses that there's a question of that the patient was hit by a vehicle or we don't know, is what I directly said to the doctors and nurses.
You directly told the doctors and nurses that there was a question about whether or not he was hit by a vehicle, right?
Yes.
Have you ever said that in any context, either to the police or in a grand jury before today?
I don't know.
You were asked a bunch of questions yesterday, the day before yesterday, and this morning by Mr. Lally.
Yes.
Did you say it on your direct examination?
I wasn't asked that question.
So since Mr. Lally didn't ask you, you just left it out, that you told the doctors, the medical professionals, that in fact you described that this patient was likely hit by a car.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
You report as well, correct?
Yes.
We talked a little bit about that report. There's an area in the report for a narrative.
Yes.
About your observations, your experiences with this patient, correct?
Correct.
Your job as a lead paramedic is to be as detailed as possible, correct?
Correct.
You want to provide and impart the most detail you possibly
Look how
can
nervous he
about an
is.
incident to assist in medical intervention, correct?
Correct.
Take a look at page 3 of 5 of your report.
Yes.
You see that narrative area?
I do.
You point to that portion of your report where you indicate that my client said the words, "I hit him."
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that.
The portion of your report where you indicate that you told the doctors and nurses that she said, "I hit him."
Nope. I never said that.
Can you point to that portion of your report where you indicate that your concern for the patient was that he had been hit by a car?
Doesn't say that.
You indicated on direct examination that you were quote unquote
It's like
looking
the-
for anything that we could pass on to the emergency room that would assist.
Yes.
I think it might have been an assistance to the emergency room personnel to indicate that you believe this person had been hit by a car.
Objection.
Sustained.
Sustained.
That would have been an important piece of information to pass on to the emergency room assistants.
Objection.
I'll let him have that.
It would have been important, yes.
Yeah.
In your reports, correct?
It's not in the reports, no.
You didn't tell that to the police when you were interviewed 8 days later.
I was not asked about how or why I was.
My question is, did you tell the police 8 days later, or 9 days later when you were interviewed? And you didn't tell the grand jury that, correct?
No.
And you didn't mention that on direct examination in front of these jurors, did you?
No.
Everyone here?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay, Mr. Lally.
Yeah. It's like, bro, he just eviscerated him. It's like, whenever, because this is the number one thing they chant outside of court was, "I hit him," the Smurf Patrol. Remember? "Oh, I hit him. Oh, I hit him." Bro, it never happened. It fucking never happened. It is the biggest lie that they tell, that Karen Reed said, "I hit him." She never said that. And where does this come from? It comes from Katie McLaughlin, who then a week or so later, this guy testifies, and she's probably told the story a million times she probably got in the ambulance and told him, yeah, he's saying this. And it's like, bro, it's your job to say this. You never said it. So what's up with that? Why would you never bring this up? So that brings us to firefighter Matt Kelly. Let's see what he says happened. Were we on him next? Who do we got next? Yeah, we do. Let's go to Matt Kelly. See what he says happened. This guy was much better.
And while you were on scene, it was the woman who had the blood around her mouth who appeared to be most upset, correct?
Correct.
She was really upset, correct?
Yes.
Would you go so far as to say she was distraught?
Yes.
Hysterical?
Yes.
Frantic?
Yes.
And you heard her say, "He's dead, he's fucking dead," something like that, correct?
Correct.
And she didn't say it in the tone of voice that I just said it, correct?
Correct.
She was screaming when she said that, correct?
Correct.
It was very easy for you to discern that her words were, "He's dead, he's fucking dead," correct?
Correct.
And she repeated it more than once, correct?
Correct.
And it's fair to say that at no point in time did you ever hear her say, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him," correct?
Correct.
And you would agree with me, sir, that you have been extremely consistent in terms of your memory of what she said, correct?
Correct.
You've been asked these questions not for the first time by Mr. Lally or me in court today. There have been other occasions where people have asked you, what did the woman with the blood on her mouth say when she was on scene, correct?
Correct.
You were asked that by Trooper Proctor on February 9th, 2022, correct?
I don't recall.
It's probably unfair of me to say the date, but you do recall speaking to a state trooper not long after these incidents, correct?
Correct.
And to that state trooper, you told him that what she said was, "He's dead, he's fucking dead," correct?
I don't recall.
You don't recall saying anything differently than that, do you?
He's dead. He's fucking dead.
Saying a lot differently, but I might have also said that. I just don't recall.
Well, let me rephrase that. You don't recall changing her words at all. You recall, you've always said he's dead, he's fucking dead, correct?
Correct.
That was not only to the state police on February 9th, but then in April of 2022, you were in a grand jury setting, correct?
Correct.
There was no defense attorney there on that day, correct?
I don't believe so.
You don't remember seeing me there?
I didn't see that.
Mr. Lally was asking you the questions, correct?
Correct.
And there, You also said that what the woman with the blood on her mouth said was, he's dead, he's fucking dead, correct?
Correct.
And you testified to that today.
Yes, sir.
You've never changed that story, correct?
Correct.
And that is because the truth does not change, correct?
Correct.
All right. At this point, I'd like to play a 15-second.
I mean, it's just, it's like, there you go. I love the questions, like, because the truth doesn't change, but it's changed for these other people. Their story all evolves. Your story, sir, has remained the same, that she said he's dead, he's fucking dead. Nothing about, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Nothing about this guy. So this guy was there. He didn't hear a fucking word of that. Like, it's like, so there we go. So is he lying? Is that what the McAlberts are going to say? This guy's lying. Let's go to the next guy. Let's go to the next guy. I think it's Woodbury's next.
No further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, cross-examination.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I just want to ask you about the woman that you saw on scene who appeared to be screaming and crying. Would you agree with me that she stood out to you because she appeared to be the most upset?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yes.
And the loudest?
Yes.
She appeared to be crying more than others?
Yes.
And she was screaming, right?
Yes.
And what you heard her say, I understand your testimony, was that she just said, "Is he alive?" Correct?
That's what I recall. Correct.
In a loud voice?
Yes.
In a distraught voice?
Yes.
While she was crying?
Correct.
Is he alive?
There's nothing, Mr. Lally, right?
No.
All right, you are all set, sir. Thank you.
So another firefighter who's on the scene. All you heard her say is he alive? Not I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Just another one right there. Just didn't fucking happen. Oh, that's Frankie Walsh, not Woodbury. Woodbury, I think, says the same fucking. I went back and I listened to all of them. The only ones that say that she said I hit him were McLaughlin, Nuttall, and Flamati. And so let's go on. Let's listen to day 4 here of Katie McLaughlin. I got her queued up right over here. Let me pull it up. There it is. All right, let's start at the 29-minute mark. So this is cross-examination.
To your left.
So go ahead and have the witness adopt it first.
Sure. Do you see the person closest to frame? Closest to camera?
Yes.
In what appears to be a yellow and red jacket?
Yes.
Who's that?
That would be me.
Who's to your right?
It appears to be Miss Reed,
And to your left?
a civilian woman,
And across, as you said, sort of diagonal closer to Miss Reed is?
a police officer.
Do you know that?
So this is Katie McLaughlin. This is Karen Reed. This is Jennifer McCabe. There's Kerry Roberts. And here is Stephen Seraph. Okay. Nowhere in Officer Seraph's report does it say anything about I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Doesn't appear. And none of the cops' reports does it say anything about I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. But yet Katie McLaughlin says that she heard Karen Reed say I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. As a matter of fact, the testimony that she gave when Adam Lally questioned her was that when did she say I hit him, I hit him, I hit him? She said while I was standing with, she didn't say Jen McCabe, a woman, the other woman, and an officer. This appears to be the only time in which that situation occurred, in which she's with 2 women and an officer. Okay. And so if Seraph doesn't have it in his report, he's right fucking there. He's right there. When this is the exact time when she's allegedly saying I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Seraph does not have this in his report. But go on.
What's his name, by the way?
I don't know his name.
Okay. Your Honor, with that, I would ask this be marked as next to him.
Okay, is there any objection?
No objection.
So we are going to remark these exhibits today because of the problems that I indicated at sidebar. How do you want to do this, Madam Reporter? I don't know where we start from. Tori, how many are in evidence? Need to straighten this out to make sure.
This is the time or the scene that you told us about when you heard the statement that you attributed to my client, correct?
Sorry, say that again.
Sure.
Oh
This
my
is the
God.
moment in time, captures a moment in time when you're standing there. To your right is Karen Reed, which you described. To your left is a civilian female, which you described, and across from you is an officer, which you've also described.
Yes.
So this would be the time, or close in time to the time that you heard the statement that you attribute to Ms. Reed, correct?
Yes.
The first time
Yes.
you ever made that official report, or an official report to law enforcement regarding that statement was January 30th, 2022, correct?
January 30th.
Well,
Well,
Yes and no. The
What?
statement was made in front of the police officer, so that would technically be the first time that statement was made to a police.
like that statement was made in front of a police officer. The police officer flat out testified, as we're going to see, that didn't happen. That this never happened.
Police officer in my presence, and then yes, I testified to it on January 30th, as you said.
You said it on January 30th. You weren't testifying under oath, correct?
Okay, said it.
Okay.
Yes.
My question was really, and I appreciate you clarifying. My question was really the first time you actually told this statement to any law enforcement officer was on January 30th.
Yes.
Okay, we can take that down. That was when you met with Trooper Michael Proctor, correct?
Yes.
Obviously, that was very close in time to the event. It was the next day. Is that right?
Yes.
The events were close.
The 29th. Yeah. So it would be the next day.
Right, 29th, 30th.
Yeah.
Okay. The events were fresh in your mind at that time?
Yes.
You obviously knew about the importance of that interview. You knew that it dealt with a police officer who had passed,
I knew it was important to talk to the police about what I heard.
and you wanted to be accurate.
Yes.
You wanted to be as detailed as you possibly could.
Yes.
And you understand that memories, obviously, they get a little worse with time, not better with time, right?
Sure.
The closer in time
Sure.
you are to the event, the fresher your memory is going to be about the details of that event. You would agree with that, right?
Sure.
You told Trooper Proctor the day after the event, on January 30th, that the statement that you attribute to my client was actually made to the female, not to you in response to your questioning. That's what you told Trooper Proctor, correct?
I don't have those notes in front of me, so I don't know that I can tell you
Would
that
you,
that's correct.
would
but,
you like to see him?
the statement was made in response to my question. However, the Miss Reed was looking at the civilian woman as she said that.
Does it refresh your recollection that
Don't read what you think refreshes a recollection. You can show or you
Everyone-
cannot read it. Yes.
take a look, highlighted portions of that report, and look up.
Bitch, look at your own words.
Ma'am?
Sure.
Drop
Yes.
down. Does that refresh your recollection about what you told Trooper Proctor on January 30th?
Yes.
And you told Trooper Proctor,
No,
quote,
let her.
in terms
If she
of-
hold on. I'll see you inside.
Oh my goodness. I forgot how much she ruined this fucking trial.
Yes. In fact, what you told Trooper Proctor was, quote, Karen then turned to her friend and stated, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. End quote. Correct?
Okay.
Is that yes?
Yes, if you're saying that's in quotation marks in the
This is back. You can tell this is early on in the trial because Carl and Grant are in there and I'm not, and they're both banned from the trial shortly after this.
in that, then yes.
That's what's in the report.
Okay.
Ew, and just look at Aaron O'Keefe's fat, disgusting heffalump sister. I remember just seeing her downstairs and just being like, you are fucking disgusting. You are offensive to look at. Like, my eyes are burning just having to look at you and your nasty smile, like your nasty looks, and you just all around grossness. You just gigantic slob. You just clean yourself up, please. Just go take a shower. Like, just do something about yourself. Ew, gross. Look at
You
her.
have to agree with me. I'm asking yes or no questions. Not okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So in fact, what you told Trooper Proctor was that Karen Reed looked at the female to your left and said 4 times, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Correct?
Yes.
And have you since learned the name or identity of the female that was standing to your left?
No.
She hasn't learned.
The female that was standing to your left reported the exact same statement?
No.
Are you aware that the female standing to your left reported that exact same statement as, could I have hit him? Did I hit him? Did I hit him?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Oh, she
You
did.
went back to the ambulance after you heard that.
She'll
statement.
testify.
You heard my client state.
Yes.
You opened the ambulance door, correct?
Yes.
The back door?
The side door.
The side door. And there were 2 officers, I'm sorry, 2 firefighter paramedics in that ambulance at the time, correct?
I believe there were more than 2 at that time.
2 of them included firefighter Nuttall and firefighter 𝗲𝗏.
Yes.
And at that point, you told them what you believed you just heard.
So I went into the back of the ambulance. I said, this is his name. This is his date of birth. She says he doesn't have any medical history or allergies. Doesn't take daily medications. And then I said, she's saying I hit him. And
So there you go.
motioned to his face and said something.
Ask another question.
So she admits right there that I went into the ambulance and I told them that she said this. That's how they heard about it, because I started telling them, allegedly.
So the answer to my question is yes, you told in front of 𝗲𝗏 and Nuttall the phrase I hit him.
Yes.
Did you write that in any report?
I
No.
don't write a report in this scenario of my job.
Let her finish the answer, please.
So there are 2 people that will write reports in my department on a call, one being the lead paramedic and the other being the
I'm gonna
officer who's on
skip
scene.
the
So those are
40.
the people that write reports. And yes.
Okay. Ms. McLaughlin, who's Caitlin Albert?
Oh, this part.
I went to high school with.
Oh, that's too. I mean,
I went to high school with somebody named Caitlin Albert.
oh my God.
You know Caitlin Albert.
I do.
Friends with Caitlin Albert.
I would say more acquaintances, not close friends.
How do you describe acquaintance?
I would say that we have mutual friends, so we might see each other occasionally because of mutual friends, but we don't have a one-on-one friendship or hang out regularly.
I went to high school with a girl named Caitlin Albert. I mean, that I don't know her. It's just, how has she never been held accountable for that? It's just insane. It's absolutely insane. I still can't believe she said that with a straight face. All right, let me skip to another part here. 142. We're not good. Again, I could go over the whole acquaintances thing here, that lie, but we're here to focus on one lie at a time. Because the lie I'm interested in debunking is I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Because again, that is what they yell when you're around these cretins is, oh, I hit him, oh, I hit him. That's all they, oh, she admitted it. We are proving through their own testimony that this is a lie. We're showing the nexus of where this came from, how it evolved, how, you know, Kelly says he didn't hear it. Woodbury says he didn't hear it. 𝗃𝗏 is going to say he didn't hear it. They all say, it's just her, 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗃, and 𝗃𝗏𝗏. Those are the three that heard it.
A couple other questions. When you did make this statement to Trooper Proctor, your visit to Canton PD was coordinated by another officer.
Here it is.
Put you and Trooper Proctor together for the interview, correct?
I don't recall that.
Do you recall being contacted by a completely different officer to say, hey, Trooper Proctor wants to talk to you, come on into Canton PD, let's have an interview?
I don't remember exactly how the interview was set up.
So that was my next question. I may have just told me this. Do you have any recollection who set that interview up?
I don't.
His name
I
Kevin
don't.
Albert?
No.
You know Kevin Albert?
No.
You know him to be a police officer at Canton PD?
No.
You know him to be the brother of Brian Albert?
No.
The objection sustained.
Okay, so that's she's never heard of Kevin Albert. She doesn't know who Kevin Albert is. Yet this is a text message that comes out a few weeks, and this is why it's so fucked up. This 1 hour closing and shit, 1 hour closing statement, blah blah blah, tying all this shit together. I mean, there's no way anyone in that jury could remember this. There's no fucking way. But this is what came out in Proctor's text messages. Kevin Albert says Paul Gallagher is reviewing the reports now. Steve 𝗃𝗏 is here if you need to interview him, and we can call Stephen Mullaney as well. So the Canton police have been conflicted off of this, yet Kevin Albert is arranging for some reason he's just getting involved in this, and he's telling Proctor, yeah, well, come down here and interview him here. And then Proctor writes back to him, okay, great. Uri and I are coming at 1 to interview a firefighter, Katie, he says. Katie. So it has already been set up by Kevin Albert that she is to come down there and interview him at the stations, yet she doesn't know who Kevin Albert is. Of all the firefighters that were on the scene that day, the one that they want to talk to at, you know, on January 30th is her. A woman who went to school with a girl named Caitlin Albert, who is an acquaintance of Caitlin Albert, she says. Barely knows her, but she's the one. Oh, not 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗃, not Woodbury, not Kelly, not Walsh, not Nuttall, none of them. They want to talk to her first. She's the only firefighter that they spoke to before Karen Reed was arrested on February 1st. The only one. Interesting how they picked her of all of them. Very interesting. Okay. Next up, what do we got here? Okay, next up we have, where'd it go? Sorry, I have screenshots of time. So you know what I do? I listen to it and I have it on my phone. When I hear it, I'm like, ooh, screenshot that. So I get the timestamp. That's a good screenshot. All right, hold on. Give me a sec. All right, day 4. I got more on this one. Okay, so 5:18 mark.
Any assistance?
And what, if anything, are you sort of, you mentioned you were explaining sort of the process, or what, if anything, are you saying in that explanation?
Well, once Section 12 gets written, it's written by the police. Once it's written, we are required to transport to the hospital.
Things you know as far as the relationship between Ms. Reed and the prior patient, Ms. Wilkie?
I knew they had a relationship. I wasn't sure if they were married or engaged or what their status was, but I knew she was did have a strong relationship with him.
And in reference to Ms. Wilkie, during the conversation with Ms. Reed, what, if anything, was she asking or saying in reference to Ms. Wilkie?
She kept repeating, "Is he dead? Is he dead?" She seemed very concerned about that. We're trying to explain to her that we cannot declare him dead. He's being evaluated. He's being treated. They're trying to treat him the best they can.
And as far as when she's stating these things to you, is this, as far as the sort of tonality of her voice while she's saying these things, can you try that?
She was very up and down. It was a repetitive.
So she said, "Is he dead? Is he dead?" He doesn't say anything about "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." So there's another firefighter who did not hear anything about "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him."
Conversation with her. She's obviously experiencing a lot of different emotions. So just her emotional state was all over the place.
And as far as this sort of second time that you're on scene, about how long period of time are we talking?
That was about between 15 and 20 minutes.
So
With regard to her state of mind, I believe you had testified that she appeared to be very distraught.
Yes, correct.
Going through a lot of emotions.
Yes.
Grief-stricken.
Oh, that's one of them. Yes.
Hysterical at times.
Yes.
Raising her voice at times.
Yes.
Crying at times.
I didn't see any actual tears, but that type of emotional display.
And so in terms of the only commentary that you heard with regard to her feelings or questions regarding John O'Keefe, it was the statements that you heard repetitively over and over and over again. Is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead?
That was some of the things she was saying, yes.
And
That's it.
you want to
That's it.
approach sidebar briefly?
So nothing about "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him" at all.
I think, Ms. Dean, I think you need the actual,
Yes. I was going to ask a couple questions first and then got it.
but it's right there for when you need it.
Lieutenant Woodbury, on your direct examination, you testified a bit, and I don't want to block a jury here, I'm sorry. You testified a bit about the injuries that you observed on John O'Keefe when you first arrived at the scene, correct?
Yes.
You testified about the swollen eye,
Yes.
and you also testified about the scratch marks that you saw on his forearm, correct?
Correct.
I'd like to show you, I'm going to approach in a minute to show you what has been marked M for identification. When I hand it to you, please keep it to yourself.
And they show the arm.
When you're done. Okay?
Watch this. This is weird. Like, watch this. They show. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Lieutenant, I believe you would mainly
I'm sorry, I need to, please take this down for me. I need to-
You guys remember that? I forgot about that. Just take this down. The second she shows that fucking arm. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want the jury seeing that. That doesn't look like he got hit by a car. We don't want them. Dude, she's so fucking corrupt. She's such a piece of shit, this judge. Oh, my God. So there's another firefighter that didn't hear anything about "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." Let's go on to the next guy. This guy. This guy was a douchebag, too. I forget this one's name. Another conehead. This guy is Kerry Roberts' neighbor. And he really likes Kerry Roberts, you could tell. And he reported that Karen said something about Kerry Roberts being annoying or something like that. And he kept trying to bring it up. And there was a lot of objections to that. Remember this guy? She got so triggered over that arm, though. You're right, though. That was bizarre. This is Whitley. That's right. This is Whitley.
You have a conversation with Ms. Reed.
Oh, yes.
And where is that in relation to vehicles on scene? Or where is that initial conversation?
The initial conversation, she was very upset. She kept saying, so we had a section 12 written, and that was to take her to the hospital because she made threats against her life, saying, I don't want to live anymore if my husband dies. I don't want to be alive anymore. And myself and Jason and Lieutenant Woodbury were kind of like, well, that's seemingly more in the lines of normal grieving process after something traumatic happens to a loved one, whether they're going to die or not. We kind of didn't feel like it kind of led to that level of section 12 to have her transported to the hospital. So at that point, I exited the ambulance and I went to speak with Officer Sarif, and I said, this kind of doesn't. If we wanted to be at the hospital, get a full eval, we're going to need more than just. If my husband dies, I want to die, because that seems just like normal grieving things to say.
So in other words, she didn't hear anything about "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him."
So,
Another one. So let's go to.
She kept asking if there was any chance. She kept asking us if we knew if the person ambulance 1 had transported was alive or dead, and we could not speak to that. She asked if somebody could be alive in the snow without a jacket for many hours. And at that point, we were just trying to give her any hope that whomever A1 transported was still alive. And we kind of just talked about far off hypothermia cases where kids have fallen in rivers and been submerged for many minutes, maybe even hours.
So notice the questions that she's asking this guy. First of all, he doesn't. Again, it's "Is he dead?" Like, that seems to be a theme about what they all heard her say. Something to the extent of "Is he dead?" Whatever, like that. And she asks him specifically, how long can you be outside without dying? Like, and she's like, because she's immediately worrying, like, is there any chance he could be alive? Like anything. She's the only fucking one who seems to give a shit about him on that scene. No one else cared. The assholes inside didn't come outside. Like, wild. This fucking guy, all he wanted to talk about. If you go back and listen to this guy's testimony I did today, all he wants to talk about is Kerry Roberts. I swear to God, he's in love with Kerry Roberts. It's fucking bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. All right, next firefighter. What the hell was this guy's name? I forget this guy's fucking name. Becker. Becker's the next one.
Terms first, as far as what does that process entail?
When we get on scene, first section.
Yes.
We go on scene, we kind of look at the environment. The environment's like, see if the patient's cooperative, uncooperative, what their demeanor is, if there's any obvious self-harm. If there's none, you kind of go up, talk to them, get a report, and ask them some basic triage questions.
And is that sort of policy or protocol of what you follow in this instance with Ms. Reed?
Correct.
Now, beyond what she had indicated to you initially, what, if anything, was she asking you during the course of?
What was she asking you?
She kept asking if he was dead or could he be dead.
Is that something that she said once or more than once or something?
More than once.
And could you describe sort of the tone of her voice when she was saying?
It was pretty, it's kind of like it was a rapid kind of pressure speech. She was just a lot repetitive.
And as you were speaking with her, what, if any, observations did you make of her facial hair?
She had blood on her face and her neck and her chin. Blood around her mouth and her neck and chin.
So with regard to sort of any earlier suicidal statements, what, if anything, did she say in relation to that?
She said she made them because she just went through traumatic events, seen her husband dead. And she had,
But yeah, she was telling both these guys that John was her husband. That's another thing they both testified to. Not that that matters. It's just showing that she's in like a state of insanity almost at that point. But again, another guy who did not hear anything about I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. None of them heard this. Just again, how about let's fast forward to this part.
Not days before, weeks before.
Okay.
So
And this was at 6:40 in the morning.
correct.
Did you smell any alcohol on her at that time?
I did not.
Okay. You would agree that she did tell you at some point that she had alcohol the night before, correct?
No.
All right. So this is now, what's today, May 3rd of 2024?
Correct.
And this happened back in January, on January 29th of 2022?
Correct.
You were interviewed by a Trooper Michael Proctor on February 14th of 2022. Do you recall that?
I recall meeting with him, yes.
And February
Again, another one, February 14th. Why so late?
February 14th of 2022 would have been a little bit more than 2 weeks after January 29th of 2022, correct?
Correct.
Your memory of what Karen Reed told you about whether she had anything to drink the night before would have been much better on February 14th of 2022 when you were talking to Trooper Michael Proctor than it would be today, correct?
Correct.
Because your memory doesn't get better over time, correct?
Certain circumstances, sure.
And with regard to whether
Notice these are always saying that your memory doesn't get better over time. Yannetti was always dropping little subtle hints like that to the jury, which apparently they didn't pick up on. But like, wait a minute. So if your story changes, that's not normal, right? Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Karen had indicated that she took any drugs, you told Trooper Proctor, she said that she had not, correct?
Correct.
With regard to whether she had alcohol the night before, you told Trooper Proctor on February 14th of 2022 that she did consume alcohol last night, correct?
Objection.
All right, I'm going to see it sidebar on this. Please bring that with you, please.
Oh my God, the fucking sidebars with this. So yeah, that's basically all you get out of him. And so again, there's another firefighter that didn't hear shit. Now let's go to day 2. Let's go back, and we haven't listened to what's his name yet. Nuttall, the guy that loved talking about being a firefighter, fucking loved it, like lived for it. All right, so there's this douchebag. Where'd it go? Let's get to this guy.
In Stowe and worked for the Scituate Fire Department for
Oh
18
my
months,
God.
and then transferred to Canton Fire Department in November of 2019.
Remember when he told us all about his resume? Like, bro, Lally, we don't care about.
Just a couple questions about what you had just spoken about. So when you use the term sort of BLS, what is that?
Oh my God.
Sort of apparatus, or how many different sort of vehicles and apparatus do you have within each of those?
Oh my God.
So
Get
when that
to-
came on, we had one of the paramedics that morning and one of the firefighters who was a relatively new firefighter. I made the decision to step on the ambulance to provide an extra set of hands off in the distance. I couldn't really tell you where it was coming from because it was still quite dark. To use the scenario of a cardiac arrest with 2 paramedics, it's generally split into
Fairview Road is Mr. O'Keefe's body to the left, to the right, center, or something.
Okay.
cardiac arrest is the cessation of
Oh my God.
assess, if he had any injuries and go from there.
And so the other firefighters, paramedics, excuse me, that are on the ambulance with you while you're doing sort of that mask is head. What if anything are they doing?
I believe
Oh my God.
lighting was significantly better. All of our ambulances have fluorescent lighting in the ceiling of the ambulance. So we
Okay.
care at Good Samaritan Medical Center that the individual was missing a shoe. However, that wasn't my primary focus at the time.
And the items of clothing that were removed from within the ambulance.
Remember the puffy jacket?
Patient care to the hospital. What if anything happens to that?
This is the guy who said there was a
Of the
puffy
clothing,
jacket.
that is typically brought in either with the individual or after, and that is usually deposited on the floor of the room where that patient is, and then the hospital takes custody of it. Occasionally, we'll put it in bags. However, I could not speak to where that clothing went on this case.
But fair to say, whatever clothing was taken off in the ambulance left the ambulance at some point.
Correct.
And went to the hospital. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now,
Stop it. Stop it. Tam K.
when you have Mr. O'Keefe in the back, what if anything observe following sort of the removal of the clothing as far as what if any injuries?
Oh my God. Oh my
He was
God.
noted to have, and I was right at the head. He was noted to have
Okay.
it
What?
isolates the trachea so you can better ventilate your patient.
Okay.
And when inserted into the mouth, all it does is it prevents the tongue from falling
Like
back.
this guy loved, it's like, I forgot how much this guy loved to talk about himself and his job and just not, who cares about any of this stuff? What did she say? Like that's your whole purpose, is to tell us what she
Towards the
said.
airway, including the airway. I'm presuming due to the exposure, because we did when we got him.
Did you make as to her face?
The individual that said I hit him appeared to have some.
Oh, well, hold on.
And then there was just a lot of everybody appeared to be quite flustered.
And the individual, one of the three females that said that, what if any observations?
Actually, hold on.
As to her face?
And just getting equipment, nothing significant, just enough time that as I was ventilating, I was able to ask, did anybody see anything? Did anybody, what happened? And there was one individual that replied several times, I hit him.
And
There it is.
individual at that time?
I did not.
Can you describe the individual that said that?
I would describe her as mid-40s, average build, average height. And
You know,
the other
it's-
two, very similar.
This
And
guy.
with reference to that statement of I hit him, is that something that she said once or more than once or something?
It was several times.
And as far as the tone or demeanor, was this, how loudly was this being said?
As previously stated, they seemed to be erratic. There was a lot going on in that scene. It did seem to be said over and over and at varying volumes. And then there was just a lot of, everybody appeared to be quite flustered.
So she said it at a large volume, a high volume. Okay. But all the Woodbury, Walsh, Becker, none of those guys heard it. Seraph, none of these people heard that. Just him. He heard it. But Katie McLaughlin said it happened right at that time when she was standing with Seraph and Jem McCabe. But Seraph didn't hear it, and this guy and Flamati are nowhere near there at the time, yet they heard it. And they later testified that they were told this in the ambulance. And they talked like, bro, come on. Like this is, I'm not saying he's intentionally lying. He might even believe this. But this is how this is how something that's not real becomes real to people, if that makes sense.
Individual, one of the three females that said that, what if any observations did you make as to her face?
The individual that said I hit him, appeared to have some blood on her face, presumably for attempting CPR prior to our arrival.
And you say presumably attempted CPR. When you first arrived at Mr. O'Keefe, what if anything did you observe any of the females with reference to
Mr. O'Keefe was not being touched by any individual when I first got to him. That whole group was kind of pacing around, lack of a better term, kind of running around in circles. But Mr. O'Keefe was not being, there was no interventions being done to Mr. O'Keefe when I got to him.
And to be clear, sort of when you're in the back, fast forwarding now to sort of in the back of the ambulance, you're again sort of focused on the respiratory in the head, correct?
Correct.
And who, if anyone else from your department, is in the back of the ambulance, and what, if anything, are they doing that?
So at that point, I had myself and Matt Kelly, EMT Kelly.
Okay.
He's kind of with me for the head. One of the, for lack of a better term, easier.
So Matt Kelly, the same guy who specifically said he didn't hear her say I hit him.
Operations of a cardiac arrest is ventilation. So Matt Kelly was assisting me with ventilation, just squeezing the BB,
Okay.
driving ambulance one. This is what I believe to be the NFIRS report written by Captain Robbery and the patient care report written by firefighter Flamati.
Thanks. May I approach him?
Yes.
All right. So now Alan Jackson.
Sir, how are you?
You were coming. I want to make sure I get the timing right. You were coming off of nearly a 24-hour shift when you got the call.
No, sir. I was reporting for duty that morning.
Just starting the shift when you got the call.
In terms of like big puffy jackets, if you cut a puffy jacket, it just makes quite the mess. So yeah, exactly. It's a disaster. So typically those bigger jackets are just removed, and that is when we removed that
Oh, look, it's Psychopath there. There's Tara Kerrigan there.
type of article of clothing. That's when we noticed that his hands were quite rigid.
So that's what happened in this case. You removed the big heavy jacket, discarded it, got it away from the body, so you could better assess the injuries.
Correct.
And it was only then, after you removed this big heavy winter coat, that you could assess that his hands were stiff and cold.
We noted the hands, but they came more into light, if you will, when we removed that coat.
Different assessment than someone who's completely dressed for winter, correct?
Honestly, sir, I couldn't recall the exact, but yeah.
You do recognize it?
Yes.
Does that appear to be what John O'Keefe is wearing?
Yeah.
Can
So
you tell me exactly
this is when he gets him on the puffy coat. But again, I'm here to debunk. I hit him. I hit him. I hit him.
trauma to the right side of his head.
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes.
Are you talking about the major trauma that he suffered or that you used with scratches?
Yes, there were like furrows down,
Furrows.
furrows, if you will, for lack of a better term. Just
Furrows.
So if you remove something, like you create a furrow in the skin. Is that?
Furrows.
Yes, there you go. Sorry, excuse my accent.
No. I'm on your turf.
Fair enough.
It's my accent.
Recall.
Did you see a laceration on Mr. O'Keefe's nose?
I don't recall.
You did note that there was some blood on his nose, correct? Is being hit or punched?
There's quite a few reasons that somebody could get an egg, such as that over their head there. I mean, you can get hit with a golf ball, for instance.
I'm not asking you to the exclusion of everything else.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, is it consistent?
It's consistent.
When your colleague, 𝗬𝗏𝗄𝗆 was questioning anybody at the scene, correct? She's tasked with that
Actually-
responsibility, but you did over someone's eye is being other injuries as well.
Correct.
Okay.
Present themselves, if you will.
So you may not have seen it.
Correct.
But the bruising may have been there.
It might have been there. It just wasn't observable, just due to the condition of his hands.
Just made over.
Yes.
Okay. You indicated that you were not present when your colleague, 𝗬𝗏𝗆 was questioning anybody at the scene, correct? She's tasked with that responsibility, but you did not engage with her.
Correct.
I mean, when I say engage with her, you weren't standing there with her.
No, I was in the back of the ambulance.
Okay. You claim to have heard the statement, I hit him,
Yes.
several times from the woman with blood on her face.
Correct.
You indicate
So again, he was in the ambulance when this happened, so he wasn't with 𝗬𝗏𝗆.
that she was erratic.
Correct.
Hysterical.
Correct.
You said, for lack of a better term, running around in circles.
Yes.
She seemed despondent or distraught,
Very distraught.
very upset.
Yes.
Was she saying anything else that you recall?
To me, I heard I hit him, and then I went back, obviously continuing on patient care, focusing on patient care.
Did you hear her say, could I hit him?
I heard I hit him.
That's what you believe at this point.
That's what I heard.
Okay. Where exactly were you?
I was crouched at the head of Mr. O'Keefe.
Okay. You were asked that exact question at the grand jury, correct? To describe where you were and who was doing what.
To my knowledge, yes.
Okay. You were asked a question when you spoke to her and she said, I hit him. Were you with the other representative, sir, there at the time?
Again, this has to be reiterated. 𝗬𝗏𝗆 said that the time when Karen Reed said, I hit him, was when she was standing with 𝗃𝗵𝗂𝗆 and 𝗺aph. They get that exact time on the dash cam. They get that exact moment. This guy and 𝗃𝗏𝗍 are in the ambulance when that happens. How could they have heard that? How come 𝗺aph didn't hear that? How come 𝗃𝗵𝗂𝗆, until the trial, never said that? She said that she claimed that she said, could I have hit him? Did I hit him? Right? That has changed. 𝗬𝗏𝗆 is the acquaintance who knows a girl named Caitlin Albert from high school. That 𝗬𝗏𝗆 is the nexus of I hit him. And she's a fucking liar.
Were there other people around you? You remember being asked that question by a grand juror?
I don't recall.
Do you remember answering, no, there were other people around me. I had paramedics 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗆 with me. I believe firefighter Kelly was there as well.
Correct. So the three of us were all providing patient care around Mr. O'Keefe.
And you indicated that we were all there together. You were kneeling and you were doing the airway while you called it Tony.
Yes, that's Anthony Tony. Yes.
All right, he was doing the CPR, correct?
Correct.
And it's absolutely clear in your mind that when that statement was made, you were knelt down over Mr. O'Keefe. 𝗃𝗏𝗍𝗆 was doing CPR. Kelly was with you guys, and you posed the question to her, do you know him? Correct?
Correct.
Correct. So I want to make sure I understand this. You said, as you're knelt down, do you know him? Directly to the female. And she answered your question with, I hit him.
Yes.
But that's not what you told Trooper Proctor in a February 8th interview.
Okay. I don't recall what I told Trooper Proctor.
Let's start at the beginning. Do you remember having a conversation with Trooper Proctor on February 8th?
I do.
Yeah, so he didn't say that. Oh, you didn't say that. Look, he's getting nervous.
Much closer in time than your grand jury testimony, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Years closer in time than your testimony now.
Correct.
Do you recall on February 8th telling Trooper Proctor that while you were rendering aid, you heard Karen say, I hit him, to another female on the scene?
To another female, as I stated, I heard several times I hit him. In terms of who that was directed towards, I mean, again, focused on patient care.
But that's not what you told Michael Proctor on February 8th.
My question was a little bit different. Do you recall telling Trooper Proctor specifically that while you were rendering aid, you heard Karen say, I hit him, to another female on the scene, and the other female told Karen to be quiet?
I do recall that.
Okay. That's not what you testified to today, though.
Okay.
Matter of fact, that story has changed to you posed a question, and she answered your question. Right?
Correct.
So which is it?
So when ventilating a patient, typically, that is also used to gather information from bystanders, because as I'm ventilating, I can real quick look around. Do you know this individual? Do you know anything about this individual? That's fairly typical for any scenario in this. It's a very quick information gathering strategy.
But you'll agree
What?
that the testimony today has changed from what it was from your statement.
It's evolved.
I don't know if it would so much say change, sir. To be honest, I don't fully recall that meeting with Mr. Proctor.
Well, you don't, I'm sorry.
I remember meeting with him. However, I don't fully remember what was discussed.
So it's fair to say that your memory is a little bit faulty as it pertains to that time frame.
Absolutely.
A little bit. Kind of important, young man.
Report.
I did not. No, I did not write the patient care report.
So you didn't write a report, just to finish my question, you didn't write a report that said, by the way, while I was out at the scene, I heard a female say, I hit him, and that's the cause and manner of the injuries.
Never happened. Never heard
I
it.
don't know if you wrote a report that said that.
Correct.
And you did not.
I did not write the patient care report.
I did not write it.
At any time that day or any day subsequent thereto, did you contact the Canton Police Department, which were the first responders?
I did not.
Nope.
And say, by the way, just so you know, I heard this woman say, I hit him out of the scene.
I did not.
Nope.
Did you ever, on that day or any day subsequent thereto, contact the Massachusetts State Police and say, I heard this person say I hit him?
I did not.
So the first time you ever repeated that statement was on February 8th with Trooper Proctor.
Correct.
And by the time we've come full circle to today, that statement has now pivoted.
In terms.
You didn't hear it from, you didn't overhear the person say it to a female. Now she's talking directly to you now.
She spoke directly to me, yes.
Have you, just one last point.
This is a new
You
story.
obviously noted that this case has gotten an enormous amount of notoriety.
Here we go.
Correct.
How many times would you say that you've discussed this case and this incident with your fellow firefighters?
It's brought up around the station semi-frequently. However, being involved in it, we try to stay clear of it just because we are involved in it.
Yeah,
So the
totally.
answer is the many discussions.
Yes.
Probably daily.
Frequently.
Have any of those discussions helped you with what you earlier described as a little bit of a faulty memory around that time frame?
Objection.
You can have that. Have they?
Repeat the question for me, sir.
Sure. Have any of those discussions helped you with what you earlier described as a little bit of a faulty memory?
The memories that I have and the ones that I'm bringing up, I don't believe that they've changed. You know, I played them over in my head to the best of my ability, and
I don't believe that they've changed. That's not what you say. If that's what you say, if you're like, well, it probably has changed, but I don't believe it has. So yeah.
I believe my story is swayed. If they've been enunciated incorrectly on my part, it wasn't intentional.
Understood.
Yeah.
And nobody's casting aspersions. Memory's a funny thing.
It was
Memory is as good about that as it is about that winter coat.
Yes, sir.
as it is about that winter coat. I love that line. Yeah, so it's which is also not real. Again, none of this mattered to the jury. Just like give us the text stream data. That's all that mattered. All right, last person we're gonna play here is this fat fuck 𝗃𝗃, this fucking piece of shit. I hate this guy. Forgot how much I hate this guy. Okay. Oh, Sean of the Gulf hates this guy too. All right, and understandably so. He's just such a bloated fat bastard. All right, 47-minute mark. Because again, his report doesn't say anything about I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Nothing.
Looks like his report.
Okay, so that's Trooper Proctor's report of an interview that he did with you, correct?
Yes.
And if you look on the second page, paragraph about what you stated to Trooper Proctor.
That's highlighted?
I highlighted for you, yes. Okay. Did you tell Trooper Proctor, let me withdraw that, ask it a different way. Were you trying to be as thorough and comprehensive with Trooper Proctor as you were in your own report?
Yes.
You weren't holding anything back in that interview, correct?
No.
You wanted to be as truthful and as honest as you possibly could?
Yep.
And as comprehensive as you possibly could, correct?
Yes.
You told Trooper Proctor that you could, quote, hear Karen Reed continually state, is he dead? As the paramedics treated the victim. Officer 𝗃𝗃 then seen Karen inside her friend's vehicle, correct?
Correct.
So the only statement you attributed to my client the day after this incident was those two words, is he dead? Which she continually repeated. Is that right? Yes. Thank you.
And that's a common thing that they all reported hearing her say. Is he dead? That's what she kept wondering. Is he dead? Is he dead? Like, because she's concerned about him. Whatever her reason for saying that, she said it. They all heard that thing. But only Katie McLaughlin and the two other dopes heard her say, oh, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. This guy didn't put it in his report.
Yes.
Is he dead? Right?
Yes.
And she wasn't saying that calmly.
Nope. Nope.
In fact, you used the word she was severely distraught. Is that right?
That's correct.
When you say severely distraught, we saw part of that on your dash cam. She was emotional.
Yes.
Upset.
Yes.
Focused on John.
Yes.
Trying to save his life.
Yes.
And asking, what was the question she asked?
Is he dead?
Over and over and over. Correct?
Correct.
Then you were asked to testify in April of 2022, April 14th, 2022, at a state-run grand jury by the Commonwealth.
Yes.
In fact, Mr.
So when she said, when he interviewed Proctor, was interviewed by Proctor the day after January 30th, he doesn't say anything about I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Then he goes in front of the grand jury in April and testifies, and his story changes.
Mr. Lally was the fine prosecutor who was asking you the questions, correct?
Yes.
Between the time you wrote your report on January 29th and you gave a statement officially on January 30th, between that time and when you testified in April of 2022, you have any meetings with anybody from the Massachusetts State Police?
No.
Do you have any meetings with Mr. Lally?
No.
Did Mr. Lally put you on the stand without talking to you first?
No. For this trial?
Nope. I'm just the dates in question are up to April 14th, 2022. At grand jury.
I don't recall.
You don't recall if you met with either Mr. Lally or any of his contemporaries to discuss your potential testimony?
Not. I don't recall.
When you did testify in that grand jury, each hours after the event,
Was it no?
you believe you testified completely consistently at that grand jury as you had in your report?
I testified for what I remember. What happened, sir?
I see. Was your memory better in April than it was minutes or hours after the event?
Was it better?
Was it better or worse?
I don't know.
Do you think your memory gets better as time goes on?
Not usually. No.
No, usually it's the opposite, isn't it?
Yes.
Memories get foggy, they fade.
Yes.
Which is why you write reports the day of the incident if you can, correct?
Yes.
You remember what you testified to at the grand jury in April of 2022?
The whole thing?
No, sorry, that was a bad question on my part. Just as it relates to statements attributed to my client.
Yes.
What was your exact testimony in April of 2022?
I'd have to look at my.
Would it refresh your recollection if you saw a copy of your?
Yep.
Tell me if that refreshes your recollection. I don't know. May I approach?
Yes.
That's correct.
No. So in April of 2022, for the first time, you attributed the phrase, "This is my fault. I can't believe this happened," to my client, correct?
That's correct.
But nowhere in your official report did you say that.
That's correct.
And nowhere.
This is my fault. I mean, that was the new. I forgot that he said that. He just suddenly says he didn't mention anything about this is my fault, and then afterwards he's like, "This is my fault." Like, I just don't get it. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, where did they go? Where did their parents go wrong? That they could just get up here and fucking lie, like, and just have no problem with it. Like, this guy like thinks Karen Reed's guilty. So he's like, fuck it. Might as well just say something that incriminates her because she's guilty anyway, right? So let's just throw in a lie. Like, that is a wild freaking lie. Again, what was the lie again? He said.
So in April of 2022, for the first time, you attributed the phrase, "This is my fault. I can't believe this happened," to my client.
This is my fault. I can't believe this happened. Like, what? He said it to a cop and the cop didn't do anything. Let me just look at this fat fuck. Look at this fat, useless piece of shit. Like, this guy is just the laziest fucking asshole. If you go to him about anything, he ain't doing shit. This guy does not want to write a report. He does not want to do work. He's just a fat fuck, a useless government stooge.
Correct. That's correct. But nowhere in your official report did you say that.
That's correct.
And nowhere in your interview with Trooper Proctor the next day did you say that.
That's correct.
You think that was a pretty important omission on your part?
It was an oversight.
An oversight.
Oh.
Who you made contact with, standing over the body of a fallen police officer, said to you, "This is my fault." Dismiss that.
Yes. I didn't write it down.
And then, of course, you testified yesterday, and your statement changed again. Right?
Again. I don't know.
What you said yesterday is yours.
Look at him.
Word for word.
Well, I wrote it down. Let's see if this helps. Yesterday, you said, my client said, quote, "It's all my fault."
It's all my fault.
Yes, sir.
It's all my fault.
You didn't say that to the grand jury. And you didn't say that to Trooper Proctor.
No, sir.
And you didn't put it in your report.
That's correct.
That's what I'm saying,
You
Papa
testify
Smurf.
another 2 or 3 weeks. I think your statement will just keep evolving.
Objection.
Sustained.
Yeah, so there's that part. Okay. And then there's this dash cam situation. Check this out when they show the dash cam. All right. All right. Where did we get that? 6:34. All right, here we go.
Go ahead and pause it. Have you seen the person in the dark jacket leave the view?
𝗄𝗲𝗂𝗃.
Did she appear to go behind the SUV?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and play it.
Remember this part?
Go ahead and stop track. And now I'm going to ask you to draw your attention to that car with snow on it. Pay special attention to that car.
Look what time it says here. Can you guys see what time it says? 6:34. Okay. They got there at 6:03. It is 31 minutes they've been there. 𝗄𝗲𝗃 has been outside of her sister's house for 31 minutes. By this point, John is gone. The ambulance is gone. Okay. So you don't even have the excuse of like, well, we're outside. We're making sure he's okay. We're whatever. 31 minutes. She has been outside of her sister's house and made no attempt to go inside, to alert, to wake them up. Nothing. Nothing.
As the film continues to run. Awesome.
There she is. There she is.
Here's the person. Yes. Walking from right to left. Yes. Would that be toward the house?
Yes, it would be.
Okay. And also, if you wouldn't mind switching your perspective, now you're looking more at the front of the house. Continue watching the film and see if you see that same person walking toward the house. Okay, stop. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see. Oh, yeah, yes, I saw the shadow, yes.
Right. Shadow was walking toward the front of the house. That was Jennifer McKay going into the house, wasn't it?
I have no idea.
Was it a person going into
Oh,
the house?
you know. Oh, you know.
Anybody in permission to go into the house?
No, not my.
Would you think that a witness in a homicide scene, we can go ahead and raise the lights, thank you. Would you think that a witness at a homicide scene being allowed to go into a house to make contact with other witnesses?
I didn't know it was a homicide scene, sir.
If I could finish my question.
I didn't know it was a
Would you think
homicide.
It's appropriate for a witness at a potential homicide scene, an unconscious person scene, whatever crime scene.
Yes.
To make contact with other witnesses and begin discussing the situation unsupervised?
Can you rephrase that question, sir?
Do you think that's an appropriate thing to have happen?
I have no answer for that, sir. I don't know what you're asking.
Officer Sheriff, when you go to a crime scene,
Yes, sir.
one of the first things that you want to do is secure the scene and separate witnesses so that interviews can be conducted, correct?
Sure.
You wouldn't want witnesses just cavorting together and getting their story straight, right?
Correct.
You want to avoid that at all costs, right?
Yes.
And why is that?
So they can't collaborate their story.
Yet there was a woman, sorry, there was a person walking from the area where a body was found in the lawn of a house, walking into the house to make contact with other individuals, correct?
It appeared that way, yes, sir.
Does that seem appropriate to you?
No.
Of course not.
Yep.
We talked a bit about what you did and didn't hear at the scene from my client.
Here we go.
At any point when you were at that location, did you hear my client repeating the phrase, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him?
She said, I hit him? No, I didn't hear that.
You never heard it.
There we go. Oh,
Whisper it, yell it, say it, or otherwise.
Not that I recall.
If you heard that, if you had heard that statement, you likely would have written it down, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You likely would have reported that to Trooper Proctor the next day, wouldn't you?
Yes.
You likely would have mentioned it in your grand jury testimony, correct?
Yes.
And you did none of those things because you did not hear that statement, correct?
I did not hear that, no.
there we go. There we go. He was right there. McLaughlin said he was right there, but didn't happen.
So you worked 34 Fairview for more than.
And then, so then last little thing here, this guy. So this guy, I re-listened to his thing, Stephen Mulaney. I didn't hear him lie about anything, so he was fine.
And with the same sort of volume that she had said it with, as you described the first time?
Yes.
And as far as that sort of phraseology, as far as is he dead, how many times was that something she said? Once, more than once or something?
Repeated many times.
Is he dead?
Same sort of volume that she had said it with, as you described the first time?
Yes.
So that's basically all he heard was, is he dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? Not, I hit him, I hit him. So just to recap, Saraf didn't hear it. Mulaney didn't hear it. Kelly didn't hear it. Woodbury didn't hear it. Walsh didn't hear it. There was at least three others. They all didn't hear it. The only ones that heard it were McLaughlin, who we know she didn't hear it because the time in which she said it happened, Saraf was right there and he didn't hear it. And the other two who allegedly heard it were Nuttall and Flamati, both of whom were in the ambulance at the time and couldn't have heard it at the time when Karen Reed allegedly said it because they were in the ambulance. They also both admit that, Nuttall claims that she came up to her on her own and said it, apparently. But both of them heard this secondhand through Katie McLaughlin. What's his name? Nuttall says that everyone was talking about it all week at the thing. Both of them were not spoken to by police until February 8th. And so this is how a lie becomes the truth. This is how a completely made up thing, like I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, becomes a slogan. This was their smoking gun. This was what they brought up. It's the first thing Adam Lally said at closing statements was, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. Bro, it didn't happen. Your own witnesses said it didn't happen. The majority of them said that nothing like that took place. Nothing like that. It's all a lie. All these people did is lie. And I cannot fucking believe that these jurors are this stupid like that. I mean, they should I always said from the beginning, I don't think I think it's a bridge too far to say that there's like McAlbert plants on the jury. But now I wonder about who the fuck, how do they find people this stupid? How do they find this amount of people this stupid? The vast majority of the population that watched this trial, which these jurors did, came to the conclusion that Karen Reed was clearly innocent and at worst not guilty. At worst, most of us know that she's factually innocent, but at most you leave there with some reasonable doubt. Yet 9 of these jurors, or 8 of them, were convinced that he was hit by a car somehow. Okay, but at least they, like if Karen Reed had actually hit him, how do they? I guess none of this shit mattered to them. All they cared about was the text stream data. So anyway, so I thought that was a good re-listen. So we're going to keep doing that periodically, just going over random shit like that, reliving the trial as we get closer to January 27th, part 2 of this whole thing. And as we await, news about when a hearing is going to be held for the appeal. Okay. Let me do some turtle chats and we'll call it a night. Let me see what we got here. All right. Let me refresh. Okay. Billy Jack sends $10 and says, Google Timothy Walsh, Mass State Police, 2010. He was a Marine bunk buddy of Brian Albert Sr. Okay. Thank you very much, Billy Jack. Cherie Miller sends $5 and says, how Karen asked the EMT, how long can he be outside without a jacket? Not how long to die in cold. That's a good point. Thank you very much, Cherie. Danielle sent $5 and said, if he was outside as long as they claim, why wouldn't if he had frostbite? Yeah, or why would he be alive? He was still alive. None of the doctors mentioned anything about frostbite. Exactly. $25 from Wade Hunter's Ball and Chain. All right. It says, so the jury didn't consider any of this testimony, only Trooper Paul, basically. She says, who lobotomized the jury? I don't know. But good question. Carly sends $5 and says, respectfully, are you sure you're a Republican? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm a conservative. I think I would know. I feel like you lean more liberal just based on listening to your viewpoints. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what would make you think that based on things that I've said, but okay. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty conservative, but if you say so. I feel like a liberal wouldn't vote for Donald Trump, and I did it twice. All right. Taryn sends $25 and says, hi, Daddy. Thank you for everything you do. What can we do to help Yvette stay out of jail? I live in Rockland too. Bukkake sucks. Hashtag Turtle Boys Monument. LOL. We love you. Well, thank you very much, Taryn. So stay tuned for that. We're assembling all the defendants together and getting them hooked up with Tim Bradel, and we'll do a fundraiser when that happens. Okay. But stay tuned. So thank you very much. Hey, it's Big Steve sends $5 and says, I will never understand why people say don't read out loud with their donos. They throw off the show's flow. If they don't want it to be shared with the class, they should save it for their diaries. Maybe they just want to donate. I don't know. So thank you very much. Hey, it's Big Steve. I appreciate that. Ginny sends $10 and goes, I so appreciate all the work you put into exposing corruption. It's terrifying to think any one of us could have been in Karen Reed's horrible predicament. Yes, it has. It is terrifying, Ginny. And I would know I am kind of in that predicament myself. I went to jail, if you didn't hear about that. So thank you very much for that. Okay. Cash apps. Nathaniel sends $5 and says, can you explain what Turtle Club is? So Turtle Club is a members only subscription thing that we do, where we get one extra live stream a week that no one else gets. And you get a login. And when you log in, you get no ads on the website. At least you're not supposed to. There's been a couple issues with that lately. If you're having issues, let me know about it. But you're supposed to have no ads. And on top of that, you get access to the Thursday night stream. It's a way to support our work here. It's my primary revenue stream, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. It has saved Turtle Boy. Like, I used to be completely dependent on advertisers who come and go and are easy targets for people to boycott and harass and whatnot. And so they can go easily. And when the advertisers are the customers, it's not the best business model. The best business model is when you want you guys to be the customers, because you guys don't give a shit. If somebody calls you and it's like, you're supporting Turtle Boy. Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. Fuck off, dickhead. So Turtle Club really is, it's been essential to keeping this website up and functioning and in the face of unprecedented censorship. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Happy to answer your question, Nathaniel, and you should join. I would appreciate it if you did. We have here $5 from Alex and says, "Hi, Nick Lanza." Nick Lanza is such a tool. That video we found. Oh my God. I got to find that tool. Some of these trolls, I can't wait. The day's coming. Trust me. When, first of all, they look like fucking idiots already. Some of these people are just argumentative. They're just trolls. They're just here to give the count. They don't actually believe what they're saying. A lot of these people. So, thank you very much, Alex. Therese sends $20 and says, "Why didn't they notice Colin left before John got there?" I don't know who you're talking about, Therese. Why didn't they notice? I mean, some of them said that, but we believe that's a lie. I know that's a lie, actually. So, Christina sends $10 and goes, "If we all message Jen McCabe, will we all be charged?" Maybe. I mean, it's crazy to think that this is what they're spending their time doing, is just asking Jen McCabe to go through her filtered messages on Facebook and see who's messaged her, and then they charge them. I mean, that's fucking madness that's happening. Thank you. Chris sends $5 and goes, "My $5 on Betero, great decision." I agree with that completely. I think I read that one already. So thank you very much for that. Okay, let me just refresh the turtle chat. I don't want to miss anyone here. Okay, cool. All right. Anybody got any other comments before we call it a night? Yeah, I did the stream this week on Monday simply because the Patriots play Thursday night. And realistically, I won't have another time to do it. On Friday, I'm getting on a plane with the kids. We're going to Chicago. And then driving to South Bend. We're going to Notre Dame this weekend for the, I get to show my kids the prom. I've been to Notre Dame a million times. My parents met there. All my brothers and sisters went to school there. I didn't. I'm a UMass guy. It's too far from home. It's in Indiana. It's kind of far. But, it's a special place. It's a special place. And I grew up on Notre Dame football. I went there a million times. I've been in that stadium a million times. And, it's kind of like part of my family. So we'll be taking the kids there. They get to see it for the first time. And that's that. Okay. My turtle chat didn't go through. Sorry, I read everyone that came through. So I apologize if I missed it. But anyone else have any other questions? Yeah, you can access it. If you want to watch old episodes, they're all on. You just go on the website like this, right? I'll show you what happens. Just do this. And then you go to Turtle Club, and then you watch Turtle Club episodes like this. And then you can go back to any of these, like McAlbert's spokesperson. And if you're logged into your account, like I am here, you get access to the Turtle Club stream. It's just right on the website as opposed to, oh, nice shirt. I like that shirt. Oh, thank you very much. That's a cool shirt. Different lighting, as you can see here. I'm a little redder right now. But that's how Turtle Club works. So you can always go back and watch old episodes. All right. All right, and you got to make sure that you're logged into your account, or else it won't work. A lot of people don't do that. Oh no, sorry, Aussie mate. Hopefully we got that, Brian, that Jeep for you. We helped you out with that. Hopefully you can put that to good use. Okay. All right, cool. Anyone else have anything else they want to ask? All right. Well, I'm going to hit the hay. I love you fine people. We will see. You know what? I don't know when the next show is going to be. I highly doubt I'll be able to do one Sunday. We'll see. On my way back, I don't know. But if not, we'll see you Tuesday night. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.